different
right, we're live, Tim.
Here. All right, okay. Evening, everybody.
Right, evening, everybody. Apologies for the late arrival. As I'm sure you can appreciate, new animations like this take time to set up. I think we're still waiting for Mitch to turn up. Pre-stream hongs. That's right, James. Hi, Rob. Rob's here and in the pool. Hi, Craig. Hi, Dave. Right, I'm just going to get me beer. Sean and Tim will entertain you in the interim period. 2 seconds.
Well, I'm sticking to 4. I'm going with a bit of German. I'm going for a bit of where's my thing gone? A bit of Fruit Kolsch, which is a superb brew from Cologne.
I have. So my friend went home to Poland a couple of weeks ago and brought back an array of mystery beers from Poland. So I currently have this concoction, whatever this is.
Does it end in Z or I?
It's Z. It starts in a Z.
Oh, right.
Starts in a Z. And it's 7%. So quite a strong one. And then
it's almost like drinking oldie cider, that is.
Yeah, oh Jesus. I was going to say I should have come out with all the classics, like my array of my go-to beers, but I've just literally got a Brewdog Pale Ale, which is pretty poor from me, really, but needs must.
So what we're thinking tonight, then, while we wait for John?
I'm confident, and I know I'll bring out the PPDA again while we're here, but yeah, I'm confident because Hull don't seem to press much. Obviously, they've only scored 1 goal in 8 games. They just look a bit passive, and I think that teams that are passive against us tend to be able to break them down eventually. You look at Keshi and Mitchell; they're both players that will move around in between the lines. So I think they kind of set up to our strengths. But
yeah, but do you not think we lose a bit of our pressing game with Medine though?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think I wonder if he's thinking because they don't press, they're probably going to just sit back and sit deep. So you kind of need a target man out ball to just try and disrupt the back line if they're just going to stick in their defensive shape. So being able to have someone a bit different in there, I guess. Because I wouldn't expect... John Jules doesn't strike me as the sort of player that's going to disrupt the defence, if that makes sense. Whereas I think Medine probably would.
Mm.
Well, most importantly, what are you all drinking?
Oh, we've been there and done that. Sean's on something unpronounceable, beginning with Z. That's something Polish.
Yeah.
I'm on Steam Brew. The camera.
There you go. Someone actually knows the beer that I've got in the comments there, which is quite a surprise.
Right. Well, they're coming out already, aren't they?
I was going to say, what's your screen up to then?
Well, I can just see people with flags. Kids with flags. Well.
We're trying to make sure we're synced. That's the idea.
Connor won drinking cause there, which is a disappointment, to be honest, from Connor. I expect better from him.
Yeah, get your predictions in, listeners. Viewers, I mean. This isn't going out as an audio pod.
Well, I have a 250-1 bet on this game, which is Marvin Ekpiteta to score any time, Blackpool to win. Blackpool were 12-5 tonight on a lot of bookies, which is really long odds for who we're playing. I've got a corner handicap on as well. So if that wins, need Marvin Ekpiteta to bag a header, and I think we'll win 3-0.
That's just reminded me, I've not put a bet on yet, so I'm going to have to get on quickly.
We are 12-5 tonight, Tim. So
I know,
very long odds.
I've got to have a tickle on correct score, I think.
Yeah.
So Ray's going for 3-1. R3 Play Retro is going for 2-2. Oops. Andrew Sherwood's going for 3-1 to the pool. Matt Jones, where is he? Where are you, Mitch?
Get him on. Medine's on. That should put away his disapproval of Longs.
Medine's on, so get your arse on here. He said 10-0 to Pool. Ridiculous. James Rimmer 1-0 Pool. Gary Ebbs 1-2 Pool. Kelly said 2-1 Pool. Just in your other comment there, Kelly, coffee. I suppose it's a school night.
This reminds me of Charlton away from last season. I don't know why. It just gives me this Charlton away vibe. They set up similarly. So that's why I feel like I'm confident. So inevitably, we are probably going to get dick now. But
it's panning on to the Pool fans there, isn't it? I thought it was
yeah,
Sharpie then for a minute.
I
thought it was Sharpie, Tim. It was in the home end.
He might be there.
No, I think it was in the home end. He's obviously got a doppelganger. 4-0, Ewan McGregor. There's a lot of confident Pool fans out there. Jason McKinley 3-1. Carl Conlon Parr, who looks strangely like Angela Rayner. Scum 1-0. Not you, Carl.
All right, Wales going to need it.
Shot 2-1.
So what do you reckon the best go is then? 3-1 Blackpool. Should we have a look what the odds are?
don't think they'll score.
Go on, sure. I said 2. I think it's what did you all say on the? What did we say yesterday, Tim? I think I said
I was going to go
3-1.
2-0, but then I didn't do it because I didn't want to jinx us by us all saying we were going to win.
Josh Mellon 4-0 Pool.
The only scoreline that matters at the end of the night, anyways, are PPDA. So that's all I'm going for. We win on the PPDA. That's 3 points in my eyes.
Yeah, so we're still 12-5.
Jacob's one of my players, Tim. School night. Jacob is here. He would disapprove of the drinking. I won't be half cut for training tomorrow, Kelly, and Jacob. He'll be all right. But we do have a drinking game going on where we have to down our drinks in one when the goal goes into Blackpool. Yeah.
That's a school night. 33-1 for a 3-0 win. What do we reckon?
There he is.
Oh, he's here.
He's put his morals aside for Gary Medine.
I know.
Exactly, Mitch. Can't have you not here when Medine's on, can we?
What part of a thoroughly disapprove of this whole setup and the entire concept of watch-alongs wasn't clear. But here I am.
Watch-along. It's not a watch-along. It's a drink-along.
Well, a drink-along. You know, they've rebadged it, you fool.
We've rebadged it.
It's a drink-along. Well, whatever. Right, I'm going to have to go and get some headphones, so I'll just mute my laptop and I'll be back in a minute.
Okie dokie.
Looks empty at all, doesn't it?
Mm.
They're not happy people, are they?
No.
Perhaps understandably. I mean, they've still got the issues with their owner, the Allens, and goes back quite a long time now, doesn't it? To be fair.
I was going to say they weren't keen on McCann either, even when they went up. They always had reservations about him as a manager as well, and don't think they start a lot. I mean, to be honest, I think if we win convincingly tonight, we'll probably get bagged because, I mean, where do you go from there?
Bagged? That's a new saying.
Bagged.
They were saying that somebody went on
saying?
AVFTT, didn't they? And the fans haven't actually seen them win at home for about 2 years because obviously all the wins were during lockdown. And they didn't get to go to the playoffs because they went straight up.
Ray struggling for fuel. Save yourself some money, Ray. A very expensive fuel-hungry car, though, so I understand.
Little sports
Expensive,
car.
You know. He has, yeah.
Very nice.
It is. Yeah, I had a bit of a blast.
He hasn't
in that
invited me
at one
in
point.
it.
Well, you know.
I had to go with Lucas Tesla yesterday. Luca Vietti. He was Nostrianis. Jesus, that's arse tweaking to say the least. It's
one of my mates
rather rather fast.
He's in the process of buying one, a mate of mine. 40 grand he cost. 40 grand.
Bad for your business, though, and it's very tax efficient. 100% right down on your corporation tax. Yeah, they are.
Those kids are putting in a hard shift.
They are. Bloody knackered.
I love underwhelming things like this where you've got like it's just a joy.
It's like the Sky Strikers. Do you remember that?
It's like North Korea gone wrong.
Joe's just made a good shout there. Do you remember the GTF strike, Hull away, first game after relegation from Premier League? What a strike. There was something going around, another GTF goal that I'd forgotten about, the one at Coventry. Another sublime finish.
Yeah, I was going to say that second tier pod lovers now. They're tweeting out all our goals all the time.
Yeah, shit houses. Never forget. Never forgive, never forget.
I've gone for Blackpool to win and Preston to lose. That's not a bad start, is it?
Who, Preston playing Birmingham?
Stoke got Stoke at home.
Stoke. Hull have a good side. Like
what can you all see? What can you all see?
Our lineup. It's just
teams have just come up.
I can see all the lineup.
Just say kick off when we kick off, and we'll know, won't we?
Okay. Have you lot all got sound then in another ear, or just not bothering?
No, I've only got one thing, so I've had to mute the sound for.
It's Adam Collier. I think we seem to be getting he works at 5 Live, so we seem to be getting like 5 Live commentators quite a lot because he's done a few of our games now.
Yes, Josh, we will. We're just going to give regular sound checks throughout the game. So if it's in your stream, obviously I get it if people don't want to watch it, right? So what's happening now is they're just
doing the toss.
They've done the toss by the looks of it. The referee is now walking out of the centre circle now.
Yeah. We're near enough anyway.
Hey, we're synced.
Oh, by the way, just before we start, RIP Roger Hunt, who's passed away today, which is a really sad news. World Cup winner.
Tony Green's done a piece on him, hasn't he?
Well, they were lifelong friends. They used to be on the pools together.
Right. I'm away.
I'm away. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Throw in.
I'm away.
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit.
I'm away now.
Right. 12.
Apparently
13,
Sky.
14. 15. 16.
I'm like 2 seconds
17,
behind, which is fine.
18.
Yeah, we're close enough. I'm about 1 second ahead of you. So when I'll be the first one to jump up. So I was saying to Sean before you joined, John, that I was just a bit concerned with Medina as to whether we're going to see the high press, the much vaunted high press that our statos keep talking about. And I thought a little bit on Saturday it slowed down a bit when he came on, where we were doing it really well up until that point. So I'd be interested to see how it works tonight.
I think John and I are just not going to listen to the doubters. We're just going to insist that Medine is a football god, no matter what anybody says to the contrary.
All right, go ahead. Is he near
This
the
is
ball?
a type of game. This is where he tends to do his thing, doesn't it? It's like Peterborough away. He's always these away games, like where it tends to be. Don't really.
Is
see
this
him
going
do
down the
much at
right?
home.
Sterling is a.
Yeah.
Oh God! Nice ball into Lavery. That
was unlucky there.
Him. Just whacked that at Keshi's head. Was that Mitchell? It's Mitchell, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've actually got some exclusive, almost journalistic injury news, which is that on Saturday, I don't know if anybody noticed when Maxwell got clobbered, but apparently on Saturday night he had a completely dead leg and he couldn't stand on it, and he was a bit of a doubt whether he was going to play or not. Which I know because a friend of mine is quite good friends with Chris Maxwell and actually went out with him on Saturday night.
What, on the piss with Chris Maxwell?
No, we didn't go
for
on
a nice
piss.
meal.
They went to watch. No, they went to watch the fireworks or something.
I was at that. Yeah, it's lame.
He'd taken his daughter, and he was moaning that he couldn't feel his leg all night, and he was on the phone to the physio and stuff. So that's something to watch.
So their only win is against the Nobbers this year, isn't it? Opening game of the season when they absolutely battered them. 4-1 away.
It is strange because they've got, like, when you look at the players from... Yeah. So from the players last season, like Malik Wilkes, Keane Lewis Potter, these are all players that look top drawer in League One and just haven't done much so far.
I'm just going to try and get the audio off just for a sec.
Has Midi got rid of his stupid blonde hair there? Looks like he has to me. You know, his little blonde rinse on top.
He's Phil Foden.
He's a bit old for doing a Phil Foden impression, though, isn't he?
Pressing well so far. Already forced a couple of errors.
It's good to see him. Good to see. Go on, man. I like. He always attacks, doesn't he? I quite how the hell he's not got a corner. Oh, we have. It was the way he was. Whether he was having a thick shot for the penalty, I don't know. I mean, there was no way it was a penalty.
I've just got the audio playing on my computer. Can any of you lot hear it?
Faintly, but not
just very faintly.
Disrupt.
It doesn't matter if one of us is doing it; it's if we're all doing it, isn't it? I won't mind a bit of the audio if you can whack it up a bit.
Well, you can't broadcast it on the internet. That's the only problem.
Yeah, it's copyright.
All right.
It'll be out.
If I'd done a journalism degree, I'd have known that, of course.
If you're accredited in any way, shape, or form. That's what you need to do. This, you know, the mix max the DJs do. They have one ear off.
I couldn't work out how to set myself up. I'm a Luddite when it comes to stuff like that. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but I couldn't work it out.
They look poor under pressure on the ball here, early stages.
Well, they said somebody came on AVFTT and said, "Look, we should be good for a 3-0 win tonight," which always worries me because generally when we do quite well, it's when we least think we're going to do it. And
yeah,
nice layoff from Big Gaz there. But I'm on 5-12. What we all on? I'm on 5-16, 17, 18.
I'm on 5-20.
I'm on 25, 28, now 29. So I'm slightly ahead of you. So I'll if we score, I'll shut up. So the rest come on.
Listeners, viewers,
back in a second.
We're about 5:35, 5:36, 5:37, 5:38.
I'm just going to shout at the lad to go to bed. Bear with me. See, that's the sort of exclusive, exciting news that you got me on for. Remain unconvinced that this is the highest form of broadcasting entertainment.
Why am I so behind?
It's that Plusnet. I think it's Plusnet again, I think, John.
Log off at 8.
Probably.
What, is it lagging, John's?
No, it's not lagging. It's just behind. 6. I'm on 6.
Why don't you go off and come back on again?
6:21. Yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, it's down on 28, 29 now, 31.
Okay. Refresh it.
Have you hotspotted it, John, or is it all through the internet?
Just through the internet. My down speed was all right, and up speed's dog shit again. So I'll just refresh it. Get in. Preston losing. Right, I'm on.
Get in there, Richard. That was one of my bets. Preston heading where we want them, bottom of the league. For my prediction score for the end of the season.
Unfortunately, Derby here. There's a Derby to contend with, though, isn't there, Tim?
Yeah, but there's 3 spaces. There's enough for them and Derby.
Right, I'm on 7, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Seconds behind me.
Yeah, I'm similar to you, John.
All right, cool. We're back in. Yeah, we're on Tangerine TV. Josh.
I don't know, North End were unbeaten in 9.
They've drawn a lot of that in that, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
I looked at, the bar goes across and it says what they've been having. They literally had like 4 draws and then a win, in 1 win, I think, in that period.
So Mitchell's just playing in bowler's position pretty much, isn't he?
Looks like
That's 2 games in a row we've started well, which is a positive as well.
All look very basic, don't they, so far? They're just passing it across the back and then from the full-back sort of up the line. And
it's quite neat, some of it, though, I think.
Do you remember last time they were in the Championship? They were dog shit. Oh, shit. Bit of a melee in the box. Ends up being Chris Maxwell's. Safe pair of hands. No worries.
It's a cracking ball out. Very unlucky, that.
I was in the shop earlier getting my tickets for Forest. They were selling well, apparently.
And have you booked onto Ashley's coach?
Yeah.
Are you going, Sean?
Where's that to? Sorry.
Forest.
Yeah, I think I am actually. Run about. I don't know if we're going to get the train.
It's not the best place to get to by train, though, is it?
I don't know if we're going to do a weekend of it and stay over, but I'm not sure yet.
Garbutt's having a run.
When is Forest?
He's got a funny running style, Garbutt, hasn't he? Here we go.
A week or so, Matt.
Go on, Kesh.
Come on, Kesh.
Go on. And then comes across. Oh, I was just waiting for Big Gaz. Just waiting for Big Gaz.
He's doing well.
He didn't really,
He's improving on the wing. He's beating people
really
the
jump,
pace on the
did he?
wing.
He doesn't jump unless he needs to. It's selective.
So what? This
His
steam
groin
brews
just
now.
detaches every 10 minutes.
You need to get on the Colts, John.
Steam brew, Lidl's finest. Mm.
Oh, did you go Lidl? I thought
Look
you
at
went
that
Aldi.
pressing from Gaz there. Look at it.
It's a thing of beauty,
What
mate.
time are we
Thing of
on now?
beauty.
It
10,
is. What time are
20.
you on now?
21,
10
Right,
20.
I'm ahead of you
23,
now.
24.
I'm on 27.
28.
Yeah, you're the same as me, Mitch. So
Yeah, I've
I don't
just
think I
refreshed
won't
it and
feel
it's,
as bad now when I ruin their goal, their anticipation. You know?
Am I so low?
It's weird how it all ends up so mixed up. I know when me and Sam did that live commentary, it was a nightmare trying to keep it all synced.
Mick Sevens just said we're on about 30 seconds behind. Mick, we're all watching Tangerine TV. Yes, Josh, there is. It's called Tangerine TV and you have to pay a tenner.
And we're 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, we're on Tangerine TV, Mick, so that's probably why.
Apparently Sky Red Button is worse,
Is it?
though. Some people were saying in the Patreon's chat that they're about 40 seconds behind and
Look
it's
at the
standard
rain.
definition. Jesus.
It's absolutely hosing down, isn't it? Ooh.
We were like, well, to be honest, like when we first came on here, it was absolutely tipping it down here. It was making a right racket.
First shot of the day. A daisy cutter from Doherty. Just fizzed past the near post.
Bit worrying that. We
What?
gave him quite a bit of room there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Didn't press him enough, did he?
I don't know if you... Probability in that. Like, how often is he going to score that? You
Shit.
kind of... You rather
Shit.
not press or... shit.
All right.
West
Would you rather
Brom are
not
beating
press
Cardiff.
than stop them going through?
West Brom are beating Cardiff. Cardiff are on it's a really bad run at the moment.
Cardiff are playing 5 centre-backs tonight.
And
Two
Middlesbrough
centre-backs
beating
are
Sheffield. Middlesbrough beating Sheffield United 1-0 as well. And obviously the Nobbers are losing to Stoke. They're the 3 goals so far.
Surprised at
Stoke are in a
Middlesbrough.
good one, aren't they?
Oh,
Mitch, Maxwell's
Maxwell.
down. You said his leg was hurting.
See, that's
Oh, wow.
what you pay me for.
Look at
Bit
this
of intel.
inside intel.
This isn't good. I know.
You said this, Mitch. For those that are
I
just
did.
joining us, Mitch is knows a family friend of the Maxwells, and he said his leg was hurting at the fireworks.
I think it was.
This is bad. This is bad news for us, though, isn't it?
Shit.
This is very bad news.
Mitch secretly like loving the fact that his intel's come true, but also petrified at the fact that Maxwell's injured. It's great.
Well,
So it's ITK. Remember that on AVFTP, the ITK thing. Mitch is ITK.
Factor
It's a new Valderrama's hair salon.
God.
Without the hair.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You got a taxi and low moral values.
I was going to say. We don't need this. Who's on the bench?
Pauline's joined us. Hi, Pauline.
What I would say is if this is going to
on
happen,
the bench.
Grimshaw, I think. If this was going to happen any game, I'd prefer it happens today and he gets himself fit. Like if he's going to miss
carrying
one,
on.
I'd rather it be this.
We need to get Grimmy on, don't we?
He's not going to be. We're going to have to watch those. We're going to have to watch those long kicks, aren't we? Because obviously we're relying on just being able to pass it.
Hang on a minute, Tim. Look at this boot change. You don't see this very often, do you?
Yeah, but going back to the thread from the pod on last night, he's changed red boots for green boots or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
We need a campaign for black. I can imagine there must be a fair amount of surface water on there. They must be slipping all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went from pink to mint green.
Luminous green.
I had black boots when I was playing. Oh. No. I had black boots when I was playing, and I scored a goal for about the first time in about a million years because I was a defender. So my dad, to celebrate, bought me a pair of boots I'd always wanted, which were like bogey green coloured, and I scored an own goal the next game, threw them away, and then never stopped wearing black boots after that. That's a good tackle again.
Lavery's playing in the far out the right. Yeah, far out the right, rather.
I like the way Lavery's he doesn't take anything off the defenders, does he? He's always in the faces and
bastard, isn't he?
Looking for a fight, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can imagine if he was in a nightclub or something, he'd be the first one in, wouldn't he? If anything was kicking off.
That's the Linfield in a minute.
He's a wasp, isn't he? You know, he's just a wasp in human form. He's just constantly.
Go on, Gaz. Chase it down. Now my brother's on. All right, Mark. Here with Harrogate legend, Hull fan and podcast media star Mark Fenton. Yeah, Mark joined us last season on the pod, if anyone remembers that. The former Harrogate Town goalie.
Oh, yeah, I do. He was good.
And Hull fan.
He was... Come on.
Go on. Go on.
I'll tell you what. He's won that ball. He's won the ball there.
Oh, look at that.
Brilliant.
Oh, Gary, what a ball. Oh! You see, now that was Gary Medine at his silky best.
That's what he gives you, Sean. That's what he gives you. Never mind the foul. Let's talk about big
That was the rain. That was all the rain.
No changing the subject. Come on. Let's acknowledge that bit of beautiful ball gathering and
that's what he's there for,
sublime dinked cross.
He's a technical player. He's a good techie player.
He did well.
That was quality.
Look at that. That little ball with the instep curling out.
How's he giving a foul there?
I know, that's what I thought. I thought there was nothing in that at all.
Lavery's little. Compared to that defender, he just goes down like a sack of spuds.
How many Blackpool have gone tonight? Have we got any idea? Not really seen a long shot from the away end yet.
There's a few coaches running. Yeah.
Maxwell seems to be okay then for now.
Yeah, until he has to launch the ball down the field with his right foot.
What's the nature of this injury then, Mitch? What do you think based on your intel?
Oh,
here we go.
Here we go.
Go on, Keshi.
Go on, Kesh.
Go on. Burst down the right, plays it to the left, Lavery.
That was just a little bit behind Lavery, that.
Yeah, not the best of balls.
Keshi again, though. Keshi's link-up play in those areas he's so sharp. My boy.
He's on a
Sully
different
could
level
never.
this season, isn't he?
Sully could never.
Yeah.
Who? It's time to leave him in the past.
He wouldn't be even there, Sean. He'd be there sulking on the left.
He would.
Wouldn't he?
Well, what would be happening is he would be on the left and everybody would be whinging about him, and then he would play the crucial pass and we'd score a goal.
He'd have feigned injury because he didn't fancy the rain. Completely rewriting history about
you like watching a replay. Andrew, we are on Tangerine TV, which is 30 seconds behind, so probably best not to watch or just pause it and I'll give you a time check to everyone. 8:36,
if anything,
37,
watch along. If he's ahead of us, that's fine. He can see how we react afterwards, can't he?
Or we can pause it for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Or if you're behind, I'd literally about 10 minutes ago, I'd refreshed the whole page and logged in again, and then I was ahead of everybody else. So it'll.
What are you all on now?
I'm on 55.
I'm on 19 now. Just gone.
Tim, you do yours.
19's 4, 5, 6.
I'm 2 behind. Sean?
I'm 2 behind.
Do you count, Sean?
9, 10, 11, 12.
3 in front.
5 behind me.
Mitch?
I'm exactly in sync with Tim. So I'm 22.
We're more or less the same, aren't we?
24.
More or less.
I mean, this really is
you
the
were here
future.
to say thanks for the podcast. Even better, Mick, go to Patreon, become a patron. Patreon.com/Seasiders Pod.
So then John
have you got like a photographic memory as to who is and who isn't a patron? Do you know?
Good idea, yeah. I know names. I know all the names, yeah.
What are you on now, John?
50, 51,
Right,
52,
I'm bang on where you are
53. All right, cool.
This really is the future of broadcasting, listening to 4 men just count times and clocks. You can see why this is so popular.
That used to be there used to be this app on Xbox called Xbox Party with Sky Player, and you used to be able to like sit in an avatar room, and you'd take your avatar into the room, and you'd sit on a couch, and there'd be the big screen TV in this room of the game. So when I was about 13, 14, I used to watch football games with my mates, sat on a couch in animated land watching the Premier League. So there you go.
Fucking hell.
But what was your avatar, Sean?
It was actually Neil Bishop at that point, because my Xbox gamer tag was Neil Bishop for at least 7 years.
So you could have been anyone you wanted in the world, in a virtual world. You could have been Ronaldo. You could have been Messi.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Zenyov for a spell.
Neil Bishop.
Christ.
Matt always used to describe Zenyov as the bin man. I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, he's got like the appearance and gait of a typical bin man."
I adored Zenyov, especially when he that season he was with us. Didn't he come on for Estonia against England and just fucking misplaced like that? The actually pinnacle of football era that was. I loved it.
Fun fact about Luke Garbett: his parents run a pub in Harrogate near my brother, and there was a funny story. Mark, do you want me to regale the story, because it wasn't very flattering to the landlady, or was it the landlady's daughter? Drop me a message in the comments and let me know if I can say it. He's got a similar gait to Potato, hasn't he, Sterling? Similar running style. He's got quite long legs as well.
He's very athletic, isn't he? He's just an athletic. Like he could just be an athlete himself. Oh.
Ouch! They both hurt themselves there.
High studs there. This could be red. This could be dangerous. It's not going to be a red, is it? Studs showing.
They're both feigning injury.
Is it Mitchell?
Yeah.
To be fair, I just saw them. They're both waiting for it together, didn't they? But
Mitchell studs was showing. I think he's going to get sent off. I think he's going to go.
Do you?
I just don't like the body language of this ref. He's got that look of him, you know, when they have that dick kind of expression that I'm going to send someone off. Nonchalantly waving players away.
That'd be a nightmare if he does.
Nah, he's left it
Don't
too
do
long
it,
for the
ref.
red for me. I think they tend to do it quickly, so they just get the aggro.
Mitchell, he
there's
touched
nothing
the ball,
in there.
didn't
Yeah,
Yeah,
got the
no.
ball. You can't do that though, can you? Go with your stud showing like that.
I think they've gone like knee to knee, haven't they? On the
PSG
Don't
beat
you
Man City.
Don't you dare.
The linesman had a
Can hear
better view of
shouts
it,
of-
surely.
You can hear shouts of off from the Hull fans.
All 12 of them.
But the injury he's got has got nothing to do with the foot being up, has it? It's all to do with the
He's feigning
collision
it,
that
isn't he?
came afterwards.
Nah, he would have given a red ages ago. Honestly, it's fine. Yeah. Good reffing, to be fair. Like, let him fucking moan and then crack on. Just tell them all to go away.
Okay. Right, Mark's put the Garbutt's family pub on the chat. Queen's Head in Kettle Sing. And Mark, wasn't it a mother and daughter mistake or something you said? Put it in the chat. I can't remember.
What?
Didn't you call the daughter? It was like, are you the landlady or are you his mother or something? It was actually his sister. Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought you were going to come out with something slightly more salacious then.
Well, no, he said to a young girl, are you like married to the landlord who was about 60?
Yeah. No, but
So,
when you got the mother and daughter got
She's a
mentioned,
bit
I thought you were
rotund,
going to...
apparently. Oh, no.
Right, okay.
What, like something like he's nailed a mother and daughter or something like that? Yeah,
I thought that's where you're going with this.
Don't get this on Sky Sports, do you?
Well, it's worse.
All right.
Oh.
Bit of spell of pressure for Hull here.
I thought with Merson and Charlie Nicholas and a few others, there'd be all sorts.
Jesus.
Oh, Gary
Champagne
goals
Charlie.
again.
Oh, Gary, look at that.
Just
What a
Gary
ball.
Goals. That
Go on,
was
Dimmy.
Just.
Beautiful, Mitch.
Good
Beautiful.
defending, to be fair. Good defending
was-
there.
I'm
Good
afraid to
pressing.
let you know that my stream just paused on that Gary McDean moment, so I actually don't believe it existed.
Yeah, okay. Oh, get up, you girl.
Not getting
Look
off.
at him rolling around.
They're going to even book him then.
They're just trying to relieve pressure all the time, aren't they? Because they can't cope with this press. We keep forcing a lot of errors, so we keep playing like this. We'll eventually cut them open second half, even if it takes.
Did you see the way he threw himself to the deck then? Keshi just stuck his foot out.
It was slightly exaggerated.
I think it's Mark Atkins on the comms. Just turn up the comms.
Yeah, he's co-comms.
He's just said, if Blackpool get the first goal, this game's over. Kind of mirrors what you've just said, Sean, doesn't it? That we're all over them, and they're
It's
just
just we
slow
need
and play
to
down.
take our we need to take our chances. This is that whole. Does it take us a few chances to actually score in games, and should we be more clinical in games? So.
What was that? One goal in the Championship all season at home.
Yeah. Well,
Christ.
yeah, they've only scored.
Oh, shit.
That's his leg. That's his leg.
Oh shit.
Well,
No wonder they don't fucking score, by the way. Jesus Christ, what was that about?
Looky there, shit.
is that
Richard Keogh and his
Keogh?
last-ditch blocks, by the way.
Yeah.
He's done it about 17 times now.
Mitchell.
He never
Maxwell
does
needs to
that.
I
come
don't
off.
think that's his
Maxwell.
leg. I just think it's a mistake, to be
Ah,
honest.
But do you not just
You
think he's trying not to swing it?
He was quite nonchalant with it, I think.
He
Oh, it wasn't Keogh. but
wasn't
he
it at the
went
beginning of
Google.
last year?
Oh,
He
it was
had a hand
Wintle. It
injury.
was Wintle. It was Wintle.
It was
Yeah,
Wintle.
it was
that.
Winkle, but I think Keogh was there behind him, ready to do it, wasn't he?
Didn't Maxwell have a hand injury at the beginning of last year, and he sort of played through it and looked a bit shaky?
Yeah, but coming out of the corners and set pieces at the back end of last season. Yeah,
yeah. I think he's very, very hard to shift out of it. I think he's one of them players that'll carry on through almost anything.
It's still worth keeping him on. Like, I know his distribution's good, but shot saving at the moment is top draw. So
if you can't leave yourself off the ground, though, it makes you less effective as a goalkeeper, surely.
I don't think he's that bad. It seems like he's. I just think that was just a bit nonchalant with his passing. No, I just think he kind of
whole corner.
It's not. I mean, to be fair, it's not the easiest surface, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the easiest surface. It's just that he never, ever, ever does that.
Yes, Josh. If your leg's dodgy, you can't jump right. That's what I've just said. It's got the crowd behind them, and it was our error. Correct. Kind of swinging in. Wintle again, or was that Dougal?
Dougal again. Dougal twice in a row now. He got the block for the corner as well.
Did he?
Medina's got a challenge for that.
Come on, Blackpool.
There we go.
Well played.
That's quality.
Get switched.
I'm going to mute you lot while we're on attack.
Good tackle. That. We break so quick, though. They just have to force themselves into a sliding tackle or a dangerous tackle because of how quick we are on the break. They're not organised at all.
Look at this from number one's Hull fan. Please, please, please show us the game. Please, 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 please. We can't, Hull fan. We'll get in trouble. Sorry.
Is that
Has he not got? Have he not got Sky, Hull man?
He's spamming. Last
Why
comment.
You want to watch the game when you could watch four men stare into space and list timings,
He's left about 15 comments in the chat. So
that's it. Make Maxwell run. That's a great idea. Oh, what a ball. Oh, Medine.
That's right, Joe. Pay for the stream. Yeah, tight get. Richard.
We'd love to be able to show the stream, but I think we would get closed down within the week, wouldn't we?
We'll have to stream this on Twitch as well next time, John.
Yeah. I was thinking doing that, actually.
Get our one Twitch
gamers. Get the gamers.
We've got our one Twitch follower to serve, haven't we? We don't want to lose him.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened to Honeyman, the Hull player?
Injured, isn't he?
He was kind of their best player last year.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
I wish Kenny had get his blonde. I wish Kenny had get his blonde hair back.
I know it was always easy to distinguish, wasn't he, from whoever else was playing.
Him and Wintle look very similar. Hull just playing it around at the back. Coming into it a bit more now, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a slight concern.
On the break on the left. Oh! Into the box.
It's offside. It's offside. Oh, it's a foul.
He saved it, though, at least.
But what a save.
We're pressing high again from centre half. They're like right up on Malik Wilkes then.
Is he giving the foul there?
Looks like it, Tim, I think, yeah.
Yeah, the ref gave the foul.
I was kicked it all right there.
What a jump that is from Lavery.
Charles, yeah.
I'd be very, very disappointed if we don't go on to win this game, to be honest.
I still maintain that Yates should have started this game.
I still fancy Yates. If this stays tight, I still fancy Yates. So I think it was John said last night, Jez is going to score, and I still think he's
well played.
Come on.
Go on, guys.
Oh.
Okay.
If he comes off the bench,
occasion.
he's going to be. Shane, good lad.
Go on, guys.
Total football from the Dean.
Look at that. Quality.
There's a high
and he's still got it. Go on, Gaz. Lays it off to Dougal. Dougal plays in Mitchell. Bomb down the right, Mitch.
Keeper spilled it. Oh. That's not bollocks.
They're going down acting injured every time, aren't they? Look at him now.
That's the third or fourth time now where the initial attack started from us. Our centre halves pushing really, really high, straight up against their attackers as soon as they play the ball out to him. Like Keogh's done really, really well so far at doing that. That's where we seem to be getting the breaks. So hopefully that keeps up. Don't think he even touched him there.
It's gone quick, this, hasn't it? 33.50 I'm on.
Yeah. I'm quite enjoying it without the commentary, to be honest.
Well played. Dougal's having a good game.
Dean again, holding it up. Come on, ref. Have that. Thank you. Mitchell's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's very direct, isn't he? He always wants to press forward with that ball. Always wants to go look for the attacking option. He doesn't look for the side ball at all. So
that's the thing. I think because of Bowler, we forget how direct Mitchell is. It's like he can offer the same sort of things that Bowler can, really. Oh, played.
I recovered Dougal.
Keshi on the turn again. He's so good at that.
Quality, and he glides.
Yeah. Medine masterclass there.
First time he's given the ball away. First time.
We're joking.
Let's see what Maxwell really does with his feet here. Limped a bit then.
You actually saved yourself then, Sean, because I was going to criticise Keshi's ball into him, you see.
Well, that was a nice bit of work. See, I don't accept. What's he giving a foul for there?
Well, presumably giving it to us.
Give a foul because he was dragging on him a bit.
Mm.
Or was it one prior? I think Sterling got fouled off the ball. Oh, no.
Jeez.
Okay.
He's taking it back, and he's taking it back, isn't there? What do we say about random shots of Garrity?
Oh, that's take a drink. That's in the drinking game, isn't it?
It's take a drink. Mike Garrity having a paddy. That's a vintage thing.
Viewers, I'll get this drinking game on so you can all see it.
Blackburn losing, apparently.
Who Blackburn playing? Huddersfield, yeah.
I tell you what, Huddersfield, to say that how pretty much everyone had them written off at the start of the season, these young players that they brought through, like Sorba, Thomas and that, they're right up there now.
Well, Middlesbrough gone 2-0 up against Sheffield United. Oof. QPR beating Birmingham.
Warnock against his old club as well, isn't it, Middlesbrough?
Have you heard about Birmingham? They got half the stadium closed down.
I think
it's been for a few weeks.
I think it's the whole season.
Yeah, they were supposed to do it over lockdown, and they just kept delaying the works.
Yeah. It's quite expensive work.
Anyway, hang on. Back. Oh, God, here we go.
Beat the presser. Whoa.
Oh, boy. Surely a foul. Fucking clobbered him.
Red, come on. For a laugh, ref. Go on. Pressure him. I like how we're pressuring the ref here. We're not normally like that.
Big Marv saying elbow.
Just pretend it's
Maxwell's
an elbow.
Not happy.
Just crack
Maxwell is not happy.
Ref seems like a decent ref, to be fair.
He's only decent if he gets the red card out, Sean.
Yellow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, yellow.
But yeah, we're all straight hounding the ref. You don't normally see that too often.
Ooh.
No, nothing in that. It's yellow.
It's not sending off.
I don't know. He led with his elbow into his head.
I don't think he led with his elbow there.
Even if he led with his elbow, he didn't elbow him, did he?
Maybe I've got Scottish football biased, but he didn't lead with his elbow there. You'd know if he led with an elbow. I don't like how they're coming into the game at all.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Shit. Wilkes breaking forward.
We haven't created too much.
There's not been any clear-cut chances in the game, has there?
No, which is poor because of how they started the game. They looked so shaky, and we kept forcing turnovers. To not create a real clear-cut chance so far is really disappointing, to be honest. I think you're right, Tim. It might well be a game for.
I think we carry him. I mean, listen, I like Medine, but I think we're carrying him at the moment because I don't think he's fit enough. I don't think he's got the pace that we need up front at the moment.
Well, he's doing the link-up job. He's essentially doing a link-up job, but that's what Keshi's there for. So what? You don't need two link men. You need a striker that's going to run in behind when the link man gets space in and around the edge of the area. So it's kind of, I don't know.
I've got frozen as everybody else.
No.
I did earlier, but
39.07. I'm on.
Yeah, I was going to say I did in a bit.
I'm way behind. Should be
fine.
39.12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Preston 1-1.
Shite.
If that was Reese again that scored for him, I don't know, but he looks a good player.
it's a bit like one of those weird Cold War channels that used to just broadcast like random numbers and sounds over the radio.
The shipping forecast.
Someone tuning into this with no context of what's actually going on.
18, 19, 42, 43.
I can hear
I just think we're all really bog-eyed.
Audio.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think it's me. It's me at the moment. So I've got on.
Turn it down a bit
for a second.
Just turn it down a bit.
I'm going to make an argument why picking Medine is actually a long-term bit of tactical masterclass work. I think if you pick Medine one, then you insert doubt into the.
Oh no!
Oh, great play, Sterling.
Love him already.
Oh,
I loved
Gabriel.
But so far, recovery-wise,
I think I'm behind you now. 40, 39, 40.
Yeah, you're about 4 5 seconds behind.
44, 45, 46.
Oh, come on, guys. Oh, it's a foul. Yeah, so if you pick Medine once, then you insert doubt into the mind of every opposition manager because the other forwards are all little nippy buggers. And Medine, you've obviously got to defend in a different way. So when you're thinking about how you pick your back line, you've always got in your head, yeah, but they might pick Medine. And so therefore, it makes it harder to defend against Lavery and Yates because, they might pick the...
Hang on.
Oh, yes!
Get in!
Yes!
Get in there!
Get in there! Great finish. Great finish.
Lavery again. You beauty. Get in.
Bloody big Shane. Up in the XG stats. He loves it.
Come on.
That's a great finish. Exactly what we needed then as well, because the game we were starting to slip away from being in control of the game, and this will put Hull right on the back foot because their confidence will be down now because they've scored so little in recent games.
Ball from Marvin.
That is
diagonal. Evo style diagonal.
Big Gary.
It's almost Holloway-esque.
Oh, look at that.
Big Gaz. Big Gaz again.
Great
Dougal. Winsall.
Brilliant.
A wide player on the right. A wide player on his right foot, on his correct foot.
We switched Mitchell and Thingy's wings as well. Because Mitchell's there, isn't he? For the assist. Great finish.
Just as you lot were all slagging him off, Big Gaz
link up man
involved twice. Not once,
Yeah.
Twice.
Not the man we need,
Okay,
John? He's not the man we need.
Yeah.
John, you need to change the graphic.
Oh, yeah. I do, yeah. I need to
Maybe
actually
you should have been
create
getting
it.
tips off of a watch-alongs. They'd have had it done by now.
Yeah. I need to actually create it. I've actually put the badges the wrong way around as well, so that will be fixed.
Corner. Yeah, that was brilliant from Medine. That's like perfect Medine, what he does best, with that link up.
To be fair, yeah, I've got to take it all back. Well, not all of it back,
Yeah.
but some of it back.
Oh, Mitch, don't you just love this?
It's beautiful.
I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to say I told you so, but
he wouldn't have worked against Barnsley, but because Hull back off so often, me and Tim were trying to say, why if you were picking Medine, what he would bring, and it's if you've got a team that's sitting back, he's disrupting defenses, and you wouldn't kind of think that Yates and John Jules would be able to do that kind of thing when centre halves are so static in position. So having Medine there, just then, he literally pulled 3 players out of position. So
you're basically backtracking on what you were just saying.
I am exactly doing that, John. Yeah, and I will record this and put it out on my feed and make it look like this was my opinion all along. I'm supposed to be becoming a journalist, John. I'm a serial bullshitter by trade.
Oh, what I did a little bing. There we go. 0-1. The score's up. I might leave MB's comment on there for the rest of this stream. Big Gary Medine involved twice.
Oh,
little dive there.
He's dived. We'll book him after the play then.
Up.
Hope he comes back and books him. That big Gary Medine involved twice comment will then end up being he's headbutted 2 players in the 89th minute, and then it's just a completely different context.
Keshi.
Play Keshi.
Do you ever listen?
Stuff.
Yeah, go on, Shane. Get some green boots with long studs in. Mint green boots with longer studs in. That's what you need, Shane.
Do you ever listen to Second Captains, Sean?
No.
It's like, well, that's the end of that one. No, it's like journalists talk. The kind of journalists you like, like the boy Wilson.
I listen to way too much. That's the problem. I listen to way too much.
Yeah,
this sounds
they had a good
Mitch.
phrase. Well, it is a bit, yeah. They had a good phrase on that though, where they were talking about bullshit betting, where it's like the most important thing in Twitter football is sort of having somewhere your opinion recorded when something happens, and how it's the worst thing ever if you say something but you haven't tweeted it. So if you think something and then it happens, it's a disaster if you haven't tweeted it, because you can't win it like bullshit betting. And it's kind of like betting without cash. It was quite good.
See, I play the 50-50 role where I come on the podcast and say something on the preview show, and then on the day of the game, I wake up and tweet something completely the opposite. So then, either way, I can look to evidence either way that I'm kind of correct in some form.
But one of my bets is looking all right, actually, guys. I've gone West Brom, who 1-0 up, Blackpool 1-0 up, Stoke, who were winning, obviously, and then hopefully they'll still beat the Nobbers. And then I've got early payouts in Ipswich and Sunderland. Get in there.
Mine is
£5 bet for £225. So I just need Stoke. I need obviously everybody to stay winning who's winning, and Stoke to do the business against the Nobbers.
Lavery, that's just brilliant. Look at that.
So I now need I need Marvin Epiteta to score, and I win £1,000.
Wow!
If it stays like this, and if we win 2-0, so
yeah, does he not stay back though? Because Keogh tends to go up at corners, but maybe if you have a word with,
I couldn't bring it on myself.
With your connection,
I couldn't bring it to myself to.
Well, we're talking about this red card. That should have been a. What do you think about that foul then?
It's a bad foul on Lavery. Tell you what, you must be the one that stands in the stands and just starts shouting for reds for anything reasonable to happen.
2-foot tackle from behind. It's a red card, isn't it?
Yeah, my bet's in the mud. I'd City to win away at PSG and everything.
Are they not winning?
They're losing. I think,
apologies for talking about this game that we're watching, guys. You know, maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned than being not being a degenerate gambler. I'm not really.
You're definitely not a degenerate who can't pronounce degenerate.
No. Shit.
Oh, he's too embarrassed.
Are we upsetting?
He's too embarrassed. He's gone. Great first half. Super performance.
I'll do.
Well done, Pool.
Exactly what we needed.
I'll look at this from John. Up to 9th. 6th place above Peony as it stands. Superb.
Let's
talk
talk
the same
about
as John.
the end of the game.
McCann's 45 minutes from leaving Hull.
Do you reckon?
So it'll be a big team talk from him this half. So you'll know first 10 minutes whether they give a shit about Grant McCann's job or not.
Right, I'm just going to get another beer and we'll get the half times on.
Yeah, I'll do that.
If we can weather that as well, I mean, they're going to come at us. If we can weather that, what we've got to come off the bench should.
What are we weathering? Because it's like even when they came at us and we had that spell, we didn't. I know they're going to come out with, but are they going to come out with more intensity? You'd think they'd have done that 8 games ago, because they just don't. They don't look so. It's really weird because Malik Wilkes was one of, if not the best striker in League One. Keane Lewis Potter was one of, if not the best, number 10 in League One. And they're just not stepping up. It's like it is strange how some players can step up and some can't. And it shows that because we've got a fluid system, we've got a coach that we believe in, we've supplemented the squad well, it makes a massive difference. You don't have to go all out in the Championship to do it. It's having that solidity, and I don't think Hull were always a little bit fragile in League One, and it's showing now, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it, as well? We sort of almost take for granted that we're motivated and committed, like just what you said there. We take for granted that we're motivated, we're committed, we're even when we're not playing well, the desire is there, and then you sort of assume that every other team's going to play like that. But quite often you forget, because we've got used to it. You forget that teams can play in a half-assed way with no real desire. I mean, it's quite a long time since we've seen that.
But it seems like even generally, McCann's system's always been quite passive, and he kind of just expects them to just sort of control possession, try and play it through the thirds. There's no real, there's no balance to the way they play. There's no tweaking for oppositions. It's very regimented, and it's not good enough for the Championship. He's out of his depth at this level for me in terms of the way he sets his teams up.
The game last year against them, I think both games were they were one of those. The home game was quite good, wasn't it? It was the 3-2, I think, when we got the last minute winner.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
The away game was it was quite an enjoyable game, but it was 0-0. Yeah. But it was very much kind of, you have a go, we'll have a go, you'll have a go, we'll have a go.
Was it 1-1?
Was it? I can't remember one. It was a draw anyway. It was, yeah. And it was very much, you have a go, we have a go, you have a go, we have a go, and just back and forth. And I remember because at that stage, we were still about 13th, and I remember being quite surprised at how limited they were, and how it was that they were. I think they were 5 or 6 clear at the top. And
they just relied on Wilkes, didn't they? Wilkes was on about 20 goals at that point.
Yeah.
Just that's the same with Peterborough with Johnson, Clark, Harris. That's what we were saying. Because as the season went on, we were kind of like, oh, these are also a bit shite. These are also a bit shite. As you were going up the table and you're playing these teams, you're like, oh, so actually we're the ones that are good. I understand now. Right, I'm gonna go.
Right now, John's back. I'm just gonna go and do my own.
I'm gonna have to do a little sing along.
Are you gonna? Well, what are you gonna do, John? Have you got any prepared?
Oh shit! Hello. I can't see you all, but I bet you've got smashing blouses on. Bottom fans will know what that is.
I'll linger around while Sean's gone. Yes.
What are you on now? I'm on a Modern Craft IPA. What's that ripping off, do you think? This is from Lidl.
Oh, a Modern Craft IPA. Have you seen the Have you seen the best rip-off they do is the anti-establishment IPA?
Yeah.
The anti-establishment IPA. It's just a beautiful rip-off.
Apparently, they got wind of it. Brewdog.
Yeah, they made them their own, didn't they? They actually made Aldi a range of. I'm on Aldi's best. Well, it's not an Aldi one, but it's one from Aldi. Freedom Lager. So whatever that, I've never heard of it.
Well, my Kolsch's frozen, so I'm gonna have to wait for it to defrost before.
I do that, Tim, sometimes. Just as an aside, has anyone seen the Papa John's pizza advertisement kind of interludes on the show on the Tangerine TV? It might be on Quest. It's like a team of footballers all in the dressing room eating slices of pizza out of a box. It doesn't sit well with me. What kind of a message is that sending out? You know, eating an unhealthy slice of pizza. One of them.
Is Ollie Turton one of them?
Big Gaz probably does that, so I'll let them off, actually.
Oh, slices of pizza and then 20 Bensons. Bless his soul. Right, I'm going to sort the lad out. I'll be back in a minute. Tim,
Ray's on Western Cider 6.8%. 1 point. That sounds a bit like that Loopy Juice vintage cider that I got you.
It was. I don't think I've drunk anything in a long time that's quite as mental as that.
That's so funny. Right, I'll just screenshot that and I'll get this up on the screen. Oh bollocks! Missed it. Hang on. I'll get some stats up.
I'm using my gadget where my mouse goes from my laptop onto my TV screen, John, just to out gadget you a little bit, even if I can't get the speakers right. Where are we going?
Well, you live and learn. This is our first ever crack at a Drinkalong, isn't it?
Interesting that Hull have had the bulk of the possession, but haven't really played. When you look at their heat maps for the first half, the possession's been mainly in the back line. So
yeah, they did a lot across that back line, didn't they?
Yeah.
For all the best. This is what happened last year. Bad start, then they had new players and played well and made the playoffs. Yeah, they didn't have the best of starts they did last year, but I just can't get my mind away from how bad they were.
Where'd you get username like Thor the Best Rotty? There's got to be a backstory to that.
Well, it's a Rottweiler, Tim. It's a picture of a Rottweiler.
It's his dog. I can see it now.
Yeah, there you go. Explained it.
XG at half time, gentlemen. Hull 0.14, Blackpool 0.51.
What does that actually mean?
So,
do you know that song? Just you know the song Ultravox Vienna?
Yeah.
Oh, Vienna.
It means nothing to me. Yes. That means nothing to me.
So essentially,
XG.
XG. So XG is in terms of the probability of a chance that's been created being scored. So if you get 0.1 XG,
how many times has Sean explained this now?
I get my score heat maps from Who Scored Ben Shepherd, and my XG stats I get from an app called Info Goal, which you can get on your phone. So that's where you get the stats from. So XG, so if you get a 0, so the goal was a 0.3 chance. So that basically essentially means that 30% of the time that chance is scored. So you've got a 1 in 3 chance of that scored based on historical data from since the 80s. So since 1985.
So how are they inputting? How do they input it afterwards, or as it's going through, or how do
it's a computer. It's all like there's basically like AI that tracks every single player, their movements on the pitch, where chances are made, taken from, and things like that. So it's all.
So there's nobody sat in a dark room scribbling names.
There is. So with betting sites, especially, they tend to have a watcher in the ground at this level and at Premier League level, and he's got a headphone to the guy back in the office who is tracking the AI to make sure everything's working right on the AI. And then obviously if he has like a little doubt about something or he wants something clarified, the guy with the headset at the game will then clarify that for him. So it's kind of a bit of both, but it's mainly AI based.
Wow.
Hang on, Sean.
Is it linked to the? When.
So you say it's linked to AI. So is there some sort of video camera tracking each individual player, and it can recognize each individual player and reconcile data on that player?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So because there's analyst cams in every ground. So you have analyst cams in every ground, and then if you think of our analysts sit in, I don't know if you've seen in the east stand just above the press box, there's like a little gantry thing almost, but underneath, and they go on the top and they go in there, and that's the analysts have a bird's eye view of the pitch, but there's also analyst cameras set up within the ground as well. So that tends to be the case in most grounds, but if not, then it's based off of like TV coverage, based off there's essentially like TV coverage is the main one, but it's based off of the TV, because obviously TV coverage is TV coverage, but there's multiple cameras in the ground, and obviously they don't tend to show the analyst camera on TV, because what benefit does that have to a viewer who generally just wants to watch a game of football? But they are always tending to be available.
There you go.
Is it linked to when you get the live like the live text reports? So like if you go on the BBC or whatever, they just seem to be able to generate live text reports from almost every game. And is that linked to the same system? Because I very much doubt that the BBC are sending someone to every single game in the country. You can get like live text on sort of Arbroath versus East Fife. Sorry, go on, Sean.
So it's PA. Generally it's PA. So the Press Association will then send their match reports to Sky. So if you look at the BBC and you watch a League Two game, BBC and Sky Sports tend to have the same match report.
Okay. Because I was just going to say, if that was linked to the same thing, I had a look at the live text the other week because I couldn't remember what happened, and I sometimes look at the live text thing when I'm doing my blog to make sure that I've got stuff in the right order, because I don't normally remember it in exactly the order it happened. And I just noticed how inaccurate it was, to the point where I thought I'd got it wrong. Then went and looked at the highlights, and it was kind of just, it was naming the wrong players doing the wrong thing. It basically got right who'd scored, but that's obviously human error. Then it's nothing to do with that AI.
It tends to be, so because it's like obviously at lower reaches of like Scottish leagues and stuff, it tends to be just off a stream, or something like that. But generally, it's the fact that the PA reporters tend to cover about 12 different clubs. They kind of just get parachuted into a game like a day before. They don't have much prep, and they kind of just go and do the report and go home. It's kind of like it's not really dedicated in that sense. So yeah, there's a lot more human error, I think, with general match reports.
Yeah. I know I've literally no idea what any Hull player did in that half. Not a clue. Even though I've seen the teams, I sort of I noticed when Wilkes gets the ball, but the rest of them, they might as well be, whoever.
Well, that's the thing. We know that they're not really showing for the ball after Wilkes holds it up. So that's why we're pressing so aggressively with Keogh and Ekpiteta. And that's when the minute you take Wilkes out of the game, it's pretty much done. And that's obviously the problem they're having this season.
Here's a question. Have any of the teams we've played so far actually been any good? Because obviously Cardiff were good against us, but they've had a dreadful run.
Coventry,
they've been really poor. And I was going to say, the only team I can think of who've played well against us and maintained anything like a bit of form have been Coventry. Everybody else really hasn't been up to much, have they?
Coventry look brilliant.
Huddersfield is all right.
Huddersfield,
Fulham are up there. Bournemouth are up there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Fulham are doing well, but we beat them,
Yeah, but we played a decent team, because I think they're third, and Bournemouth are top. So, and we've got 4 points off those games. So,
as I rakishly whack my scarf around my shoulders, Tim might wear it on the King's Road. Sean, what's that number 7 shirt? I've had a couple of people say this now.
There was the hanger next to
I was asking the hanger. There's an empty hanger. So that empty hanger has the top that I'm wearing now, which is the Holland 88. Is it 88 or something?
88,
yeah.
It's not like it's just a remake from Adidas. So it's not like it's the original shirt. But I've got Henrik Larsson, 2003 Celtic. Nakamura, Regina top. And then the Blackpool protest top.
All right, they're coming out. Stephen Woodley's just said, can any of you do a commentary of the game as my blood pressure is far too high?
Need Sam.
Do not know what's coming on. Does anyone fancy doing comms for 5 minutes?
I think the only thing with that is that you can get that off Radio Lancs, can't you? So you can have that in one ear and still listen to us talk shit.
We'll just occasionally say what's happening. Yeah,
and we're not necessarily synced to each other anyway.
Well, come on then, for a laugh. Why don't we do? I'll do a minute, then you do the next minute. I'll go first.
Give it a go.
There is an art to it. And
I don't know any of their players. Right, the number 8 passes it back to their guy who belts it forward.
You're going to see
number
Chizzy
7,
in the comments like slagging you off in a second.
Wintel's just whacked it forward. Badeen's miscontrolled it. He's fighting back to get the ball and he's lost it. Then number 2's picked up the ball just inside his own fast, played it back to the centre half. Number 5, he's passed it square to the centre half. He's dilly-dallying on the ball, played his shit little inside pass. Number 14 goes back to the centre half, who's now out of position on the left.
Not got a scoreboard.
He's the ball, played it on number 14. Played back to the other centre half, who's now bringing it just inside his half, played it out to the right back. He's going back again. Fuck me, Hull are boring. Just playing it inside their own back line, getting nowhere, forward pass.
This is where they got all the possession from, wasn't it?
Just for context,
going
John,
nowhere.
the right back is Louis Coyle, who played for Fleetwood and was the one that hit our ball boy in that game.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Louis Coyle, that shit house who hit our ball boy, just passes it forward. Luke Garbett, good strong tackle. Doherty's moaning about it for some reason, and he's stomping off. What's the whole manager called again, Sean?
Grant McCann.
Grant McCann's praying to the gods for some sort of inspiration. Don't think he's going to get any. Coyle just passed it all the way back to their number 5, goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, who's in pink.
I don't know who either of those centre halves are.
We need a sheet, in front of you, the players' names.
I didn't know. I just meant generally. I know they're called Jones and Greaves, but I don't know. I've never heard of him before today, unless it's Alfie. He played for Southampton for a bit. But
hey, it's working well. This see. Hang on a minute. I'll get their squad list.
Who needs statins, John? When they've got you.
Right, hang on a bit. I'll just try and get the squad list up.
Oof.
Shit.
Do you want me to take over while you're finding it?
Right, give me 1 minute. Right now, it won't be shit now. I've got the
Shagby shot wide.
Up. Right, so it's Jones, Greaves, Elder, Cannon. I've got some good gags here. Cannon shoots one off. Right, Keshi's got the ball. He's played it back to Big Marv. Big Marv's playing it. Oh, misplaced pass. John Sterling retrieves it, but loses the ball. Played out to number 8, Doherty. Just inside the Blackpool, sort of midway into the Blackpool half. Pissing around with it on the left. Over to number 14, Cannon. Cannon shoots a big pass out to the left-hand side. Can't see what that is.
That was 6 yards, John.
Poetic license. Right, they've got a corner. I missed that through being rudely interrupted.
Since John started commentating, we've hardly fucking touched the ball.
The thing is, you commentate with people who can't see it, and you could say anything, couldn't you? I think that's how probably Chizzy got away with it all those years.
Still does, doesn't he? Right, they've got a corner. Looks like they're going to do a short one. Keshi's trying to stop it. Played out. He's cutting inside. The ball comes in. Greaves gets his head on it. Pinball in the box. Pinball.
Get out.
Yeah, get out. Garbett's got rid of it. Played out to Elder.
Well, they're playing for the manager, aren't they? First 5 minutes.
They are.
Yeah. High press. Cross coming into the box. Ball blocked by Mitchell. Keshi's cleared it. No, handing it over to Mitch. Away you go, Mitch.
Okay, Hull with the ball just inside their own half. Building down the right to some guy with bleach blonde hair, number 7, who is up against Garbett, I think. And again, nice little ball outside down the line. Hull moving towards the right-hand corner flag, and then there's some kind of foul. And it
handbags.
It is a free kick to Hull, I think, on the about 18 yards out, about 16 yards out, but right on the near touchline. Sorry, Maxwell doing something funny with his gloves, pointing at his eyes. Hull, 2 players over the ball. Blackpool holding a high line.
It's Cannon standing over it, Mitch.
It is Cannon to fire the ball across. Here we go.
Natural.
Rock on.
Cannon.
Right. Oh, if only other play called Ball. Kevin Ball
to think he wasn't going to join.
Cannon and the ball there. Hey. Let's hope they don't score now after such frivolity. It's not Cannon. It's swung in. It's deep to the far post. It's flicked on, and there is Dougal tidying up at the back, but it's a goal kick to Poole.
Slightly ahead, which is annoying.
As long as Maxwell's leg doesn't fall off when he takes the goal kick.
I'm going to go out and refresh.
I mean, like that chance there is like they just look so lacking in any ideas of what they're actually going to do once the ball gets into.
Don't say they don't jinx it, Sean.
I'm not jinxing it. They're shite job.
Okay. Whatever you say, you are accredited.
XG says so.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we should start calling him XG instead of Sean. You know,
sounds like something out of Thunderbirds, doesn't it? XG's go.
Like Elon Musk's next child.
And,
right, Mitch, where you go?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, Poole have done a bit of fannying about the back, but they've got away with it, and we've worked it up the left-hand side, but I think headed out of play, and it's back in the whole penalty area now, and they're just playing a square ball, building up their left-hand side with their left-sided centre-half out to their wing-back to the left-sided centre-half, and they're moving up to the halfway line. There's a long ball across the pitch, the near touch line. And they nearly kicked it. In fact, they have kicked it out of play, so it's a throw into us. Their manager swings his arms in frustration and wipes his nose. And it's with the football god Richard Keogh, who stands still, moves forward.
It's very much Brad McCann's in.
With a long ball. Flicked on by Medine. Beautiful play from Medine. Lavery, Medine onto Lavery's flick, but he couldn't control it, and the ball ends up in the corner. Nice bit of play from the Hull number 5, just twisting away from Lavery and playing it across his own goal. And there's more square passing, and they go out to the far touchline again. And back to their left back, I think, and they're just playing it across the back line. Lavery's buzzing around, but not really getting anywhere near it. We're up to the halfway line on the right-hand side, back into the centre circle.
The score is 1-0, Abdan, to Blackpool.
And how is the score?
What's the score? We wouldn't know.
The score's very good.
Score's gone. He's right. Thanks, Agnan.
Coming through the middle here. Little ball played through, and a shot and charged down by Keogh, I think, and stopped by Keogh again from in the second effort. And it's with Mitchell now, who belts it into the empty stands, and it's still 1-0.
Do we think Keogh was injured at the start of the season?
No, he was just shit.
How nimble he seems now. I just can't fathom that you can just suddenly
flick a switch and become a good player.
Yeah, because it's like the fundamentals of the way he's playing, like how nimble he is on his feet.
Good clearance, Garbs.
Ooh, and then a ball right across the box that Garbs has cleared out from just about under his own bar and away.
I think I'm ahead of you all.
You are, because I thought you were needing just general medical attention there, John, to be honest.
Right. I've just done a refresh. Why don't you two do a refresh?
54-15.
Okay, I'll just watch this corner before.
I'm even further behind.
20,
I'll
21,
do refreshes.
22, 23.
Yeah, I'm same with you, Sean, I think, pretty much. Yeah. 27, 28.
Malik Wilkes was there, but again, couldn't get the ball away. So,
right, Sean, away you go.
Oh, this is
now hand over to our next commentator, XG.
XG. You got Alfie Jones on the ball, dawdling at the back.
Look at him with the names.
Andy Cannon. Andy Cannon's got the ball in midfield, but we're pressing really well. We're intent on letting them play with the ball at the back and not really doing much with it. Callum Elder back into Greaves at the back again. He switches it out to Louis Coyle.
Is there an elderflower gag in here? I'm trying to think.
Louis Coyle into Greg Doherty in midfield. Again, they're just building it up, but we're pretty happy for him to have it there. Malik Wilkes is so deep. He's supposed to be a striker. He's on the right wing here. Malik Wilkes is just basically dragging himself into midfield to pick the ball up. Yeah, he's getting frustrated. Remember when Yates used to do it quite a lot?
Yeah.
It's one of them games.
He's coming hunting the ball. He's not getting enough service.
Yeah. Grant McCann throws a ball out. He's ready. About 10 minutes away from pulling out his umbrella like it's Croatia versus England at Wembley.
Wally with the brolly 2.0.
Dean falls on his arse and rips his groin in half. Malik Wilkes is holding up the play there. He's lost it again.
Flattened.
Refs give a foul. I thought he was already on his arse, to be honest, but there you go. What can you do?
Flattened by Winslow.
Wintel's not happy with that one.
What's your time now? Because I'm trying to work out where I am. And following this.
58,
55,
59,
59.
I don't seem to be able to speed mine. I'm
sorry.
starting off ahead of you all as well.
Well,
refresh the page, Tim.
Keen Lewis Potter trying to get into the box.
Just
Sterling does brilliantly.
Refresh the whole browser, Tim. So don't
refresh the entire browser.
Yeah.
Refresh the entire browser and just log in again. Or just, you'd have to log in.
Look sharper in attack, to be honest. But again, just when they get into the box, they don't look like they're going to score. Going to run out of ideas offside there, and we've got the ball and we can calm down a bit. Maxwell's telling us to calm down.
We've weathered the 10 minutes. I want you just to weather.
Exactly. Like, as much as they can be quicker on the ball and in the midfield thirds, it's like they just don't look like they're going to score. They look like they run out of ideas when they get into the box. And when you've got Wilkes having to go so deep to find the ball initially, there's no one in there at the end anyway. So Medine's not really had much of a touch so far. Second half, Garbett plays a long ball and it's gone to absolutely no one. That was poor, straight to Coyle. But
here we go.
He's gave the ball away straight away into midfield. Ryan Wintle, great pass. Keshi on the edge of the box. Plays it out wide to Shane Lavery. Plays it across and no one's there on the end of it. But he's fell out to Wintle and he's flipped the ball back into the back post. Lavery's kept the ball back in. It's Keshi Anderson. He's played it in. Oh, and it's just not fell through in the box. And they've cleared to Malik Wilkes, who loses the ball straight away. Straight back on the attack again.
Beautiful.
Lavery out wide now. Can he feed
Go on,
Mitchell?
Shane.
He's trying to take on his marker. He's beat his marker. He's played it across goal. It's deflected. It's not quite. Again, fell for Medine. And a free kick for absolutely no reason because obviously Hull would try to themselves. So they've just fallen on the floor to relieve some pressure. But Malik Wilkes looks absolutely so frustrated up top. Not being able to keep hold of the ball at all. We're fine. We're winning this game. No chance. No issues. Might as well blow up now. Burton Diaz has scored again for Blackburn.
Go on.
You got Keshi about 20 yards, 25 yards from goal. He feeds Lavery in the box. Lavery cuts inside. Can he score? Unlucky. He was falling off balance. He aimed for the chance. All right, corner,
that was a chance.
He was falling off balance. He'll have another one. It's fine. They'll be even more stretched come the end of the game.
Oh,
they've taken Ryan Longman off Hull, which Longman was absolutely bossed us at home last season for Wimbledon when we lost that game, the 2 games in a row. He's on loan from Brighton for Hull this season, like Wimbledon had him last year. I don't know who's come on for him, but that's a surprise to me. I thought Longman's a good player.
I thought Lavery should have done better with that chance.
He's off balance, isn't he? And it's like he's cut inside and kind of the defenders pushed him off a little bit, so he's leaning back. And as soon as you're leaning back, you're going to sky it, aren't you? But you have the right idea to put it into the right corner, so let him off with that.
I feel like Lavery's one of
those at the back again.
I feel like Lavery's one of those players as well that makes chances just from being so tenacious. And because he makes so many, he also misses quite a few. If he actually scored all the chances he got, he'd have a ludicrous amount of goals this year.
That's the point. Yeah, I make that point quite often with Lavery that he's got the 3rd highest XG in the league. He creates so many chances, and he's just one of those players. You're going to need 2 or 3 chances, but because he, like you say, because he creates so many, it doesn't matter. He's inevitably going to score double figures anyway.
Go on, Keshi. Well done. That's a foul. Yes.
That's not a foul.
Of course it was.
Throw in it. Just throw in. Yeah, Hull are getting frustrated again now. I wouldn't be wrong betting on a red card, to be honest.
Can you hear the
They'll
noise
get
from the
more and more
Blackpool
desperate
fans?
as the
Wow.
game comes on.
It's really loud. Quality
Lavery on the
Lavery.
edge there.
Go on, Gav.
Medine went to catch the ball
offside.
there because he's about 5 yards off the pace.
Shit ball.
Realised that Hull's home fans, they're like, I guess, regulars, are right next to our away fans here. So that's probably why it's causing a bit of an atmosphere because the ground's empty. But because they're close to each other, it's probably riling each other up. Tyler Smith's come on. So he's one of their younger players that's played quite well in the past couple of games, but they've dropped him for this one for Longman. But they seem to think he's quite highly rated, so we'll see what he can do. Probably nothing because there's just no service, but he's supposed to be quite a decent prospect.
Seaside aggro in the away end. I wonder what that means. Please elaborate, MB. Right, Tim, over to you for the comms.
The other thing is, I'm a bit behind you guys. So it's
What are you
gonna
on?
look a bit-
Have you done the refresh?
I've been messing around with it for 5 minutes, and to be honest, it ended up affecting me watching the game, so I gave up doing it. I'm on 55 at the moment.
Oh, right, sorry. For a
What?
second there, I thought you meant
55?
55 minutes.
No, 61, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Five.
about
Have
10
you
seconds
refreshed the
behind.
entire browser?
Yeah,
Have you
Oh,
refreshed it?
I've been messing with 5 minutes for it. To be honest, I've given up now. So I think what's happening is, if I have it on if I put it on my laptop, I think it's up with it. But because I'm putting it through,
Yeah, it plays the
We'll
audio.
go and
through
do
the
Jean.
laptop.
I put it through onto my TV, it's slowing it down. So
We'll get it on your laptop then.
Sterling's had a very good game. Very good game.
Oh, go on.
He's
then.
so comfortable with the ball, isn't he? He's just what I really like about him is he takes it and
Mitchell's
goes
coming
in.
off. Oh, here we go. But
Bowler
sorry,
against
sorry,
his old
Mitch.
club.
Yeah, Josh.
Bowler's coming on. Here
Oh,
comes
he's
Bowler. This
Yeah,
isn't
what
the sort of player that you want coming on, is it, as
His old
an
club as
opposing
well.
team? Mitchell, good game. I think he's had a very good game, hasn't he?
He's been
considering-
very lively today, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's got the assist for the goal as well, hasn't he? So
Yeah.
Probably an hour's about enough for him, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You know, if he's
Shows
just coming
that
back from
fluid
injury.
system that we have as well with the two behind. Keshi and him were constantly just switching positions all the time throughout the half, and obviously that's where we got the goal from Mitchell moving onto the left-hand side. Bowler, though, with 30 minutes to go against tiring and more desperate players, if there's going to be a red card in this game, they're going to just take Bowler out when he's on the run. In
In other news, the steam brew from Aldi is a lot nicer than their own brand of craft IPA.
Did you get the orange one that I said, or did you
No,
not get it?
no, I didn't see
No.
your comments. Should have got it. So this is a lot nicer than that.
There we go. Is it Aldi or Lidl then?
Lidl.
Lidl. I'm going to say because it looked like a remake of Beaverton, which is Beaverton's a great craft beer.
Steam brew. One to look out for.
I'm about to move on to this Polish stout that is 7% Debawi. Don't know what that is.
7%. 7%.
7% stout.
And the number
Debawi.
7 Stoke is on the ball. Wilkes goes to the far post, crosses it in. Tricky Dickie's there, gets a head on
Wilkes,
it.
though,
Sterling
again.
out, not out yet, not cleared. Still looking dangerous on the edge of the box. Blackpool forced them out.
Wilkes
Smart
is the one
on ball.
creating chances out wide, though, and he's supposed to be the one that gets
He
on the
is.
end of it. So it shows, doesn't it? He's desperate at this point. He's just not getting the service, so he's having to do it himself. Get away with that in League One. You don't get away with it in the Championship.
Mm. There speaks the voice of XGR, accredited sports journalist, part of the Seasiders Podcast production team. Signed early in 2021. A useful addition to the team. There he is, Coyle, the ball boy fighter, plays it outright to Greaves, namesake of Jimmy, rest in peace. Played back to the keeper Ingram. Out to Jones. He's got no options. He's screaming for an option. Nothing doing.
Yeah,
Plays it
they've
square to Doherty.
lost ideas, haven't they?
Doherty's- Yeah. They're looking pretty clueless, bereft of ideas.
I'll be bringing
Coyle
Yates
again.
on now.
Coyle's just gone backwards again.
I would definitely be bringing Yates on.
Yates will exploit this. They're so passive at the back. They're just trying to force passes, and Yates is the sort of player that's alongside Lavery.
Nice little run from Cannon here. Now they're on the break now, just as you said that. Forcing the play down the left wing, dangerous area. Oh, what a shitty cross. Ryan Wintle deals with it.
Great ball control there from Wintle.
Oh, yeah. Wintle plays it forward now, out to Lavery on the left. Lavery faces up his defender. Is he going to take him on? Little trick. And he's tackled. Good tackle, but then they've taken up by Garbett, though, on the left-hand side. What's Garbett going to do? He plays Lavery in. Lavery's on the left. Shaping up to cross. Goes back to Garbett. Swings it in. Deflected. Yeah, comes to the 22. Who's he? The sub. Don't know who he is.
Get me a second goal, get it out, and then just get Marv, just play him up top and get me that £1,000 bet, please. That'd be fantastic.
So Longman's breaking down the left, forcing way towards the Blackpool box.
Great
tackle from Sterling there. Superb.
That was timing, wasn't it?
For me, he's very close to man of the match. Very close. He's been brilliant.
They're probing, though, now, Crew, aren't they? They've got
Crew?
Yeah.
Crew?
Crew.
Crew?
Why did you say Crew? I just heard. Where the fuck have I got Crew from?
But they've been probing for the whole game, John. They just don't. This is the first time that Malik Wilkes is in the box here.
Shit.
Offside.
No. Get rid of it, Cash. Just popped it up.
They just don't seem sure that they don't have the cutting edge, do they? They don't.
Great tackle, Garbett.
Across the box, and they just haven't.
Yeah.
Well done.
We're conserving our energy. Yeah, we're conserving our energy. We're taking our bursts, and then we'll break it in 5 minutes.
Oh.
No, it's fine. There we go. Break now. Get them forward.
Don't think we're broken fast enough.
No. Good play from Lavery. Great pass from Keshi.
But here we go, Josh. Here we go. He's bursting,
Wintle.
bearing down. He's got Wintle on the right-hand
going.
side. Opts to
you
shoot.
greedy.
Stupid, you greedy bastard. Should have slipped Wintle in then.
That's what you get. That's textbook Josh Bowler, isn't it, really? That's what we're going to have to deal with this season.
That was poor, wasn't it?
Fantastic from Wintle, by the way. I didn't realise he was that fast.
What's Keogh doing here? Nice.
Don't ever doubt him. Don't ever doubt him. I would never doubt Richard Keogh, and neither should you know, my job. Drive Sterling, lad.
Sean, Debowie, Sean's ruin.
No, we'll soon find out.
XG's ruin.
Good. Oh, unlucky.
Right, who's taking over comms? I'm going to get another beer to get rid of the taste of this.
I'm about 2 seconds behind you now, I think.
Oh, go on then, Tim. Have a go.
Right.
Let's see if you can replicate the quality commentating of your offspring. Away you go, Tim Fielding.
Okay, well, there's no chance of that. We've got a free kick to Hull in probably just on the edge of their third after a rather innocuous challenge. For some reason, the Hull defender wants to have a fight with somebody there. He looks like he's out of a wrestling promo, actually, with the length of his hair. So there's not much happening at the moment. Just waiting for this free kick to be taken.
I'm going to say he won't wrestle him because he's not about 12 and holding a ball out the side of the outside of the pitch. So it's not.
Right, so the ball's back in play. Hull still in their own half, doing what they've done for most of the game, really, and that's a lot of square balls, keeping possession reasonably well, but not very effectively.
The new commentator just said "Steady Eddie," by the way. So, yeah, passing on the chart.
So we've got Keogh's just giving a free kick away, probably about 40 yards out. Pretty central.
I don't think that's a foul.
It was a tackle, wasn't it? It was just
He's held his ground. Nothing wrong with that. We're playing that high line again from the free kick.
Yeah. So for those who can't see, we must be at least 5 yards ahead of the penalty area, holding a very, very high line. Sort of textbook Blackpool, really, from the point of view of the way we set up when we're defending a free kick of this type. The ref seems happy where everything is. He's just given the whistle.
Getting ready to come on. Apparently,
who are you bringing?
There's been a side ball in. They've played it into the box. Well worn by Ekpateta.
Good save.
And
Jerry's coming on.
The ball's been well saved by Maxwell to go out for a corner.
Are we taking Yates off and Medina or Lavery?
Medine looks fucked.
You've got to take Medina off. You can't take Lavery off. He's doing too well.
International break next anyway, isn't it? Or after Saturday, so.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fair play. You can't, leave him on.
Looks like Hull are lining up for a short corner here. Or they might have changed their mind because Keshi's lurking. Big hand goes up and the ball comes in. And it's a great defensive header. Great defensive header. Number 8's got out on the edge of the area. He puts the ball back in. It's deflected off a Blackpool player.
Oh, what a start.
And another great challenge. Another great challenge by Keogh. Is it Keogh?
It looks like Keogh it. He's just smoothed his side part and he must be Keogh.
Rolling back the years, isn't he? Keogh, rolling them back.
Medine then?
You never know.
Medine.
Oh, well,
yeah, it's the right call. It's the right call. That
good performance. Good performance.
And listen, he'll do him good wanting to get 70 minutes under his belt. So.
You can see part of the blonde hair at the front. It's like he's not washed it out properly. So there's a little flick there on his quiff. So
go on, Jerry.
Yeah, we're looking for a good 20 minutes off Jerry here. So let's see what we can do. It's a throw into Hull. Probably about 20 yards in from the corner flag.
Wilkes again out wide. Again, just not in the box, is he, when you need him to?
Blackpool players swarm round whoever's on the ball. 14 puts a cross in, quite deep. It's headed back into the area.
Corner.
And we've done enough. We've done enough there, but it's another corner. Bit concerning the amount of pressure they're having now.
I wonder if he might.
Dangerous parts of the pitch. There's quite a fair few crosses been coming in.
I don't think he'll settle for a 1-0 though. I don't think he'll go defensive because that's just asking for pressure. I think the best form of defense is attack for us in this game.
Do you not think he might stiffen up the midfield a bit or sort of bring I can't remember who we've got on the bench.
Who's on the bench? Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
We've got Stewart on the bench, haven't we?
Yeah, maybe Kev Stewart.
Connolly husband, Stewart.
A long drive that's been deflected out by Blackpool. But we just don't seem to be able to get a lot of the ball at the moment.
Stewart's one that is Stewart one that you'll bring in and he'll instantly start to control possession, or is he one that feels his way into the game? That's a risk he's taken, I guess.
I think he's good enough to just.
Yeah, I think so too.
So the ball's rolled back to Maxwell. There's a bit of argy-bargy on the edge of the area. I think Hull felt they should have got a free kick off Keogh, but
again, though, no chance there. There was 5 minutes pressure there, and they haven't really had a decent effort on target, really. So,
right, let's switch comms just before we do that. Buccalo Tunamo says Hull City is garbage.
I think
over to Mitch on comms.
And it's rolled out by the pink-shirted Hull goalkeeper out to their left back. I've not retained any of the names. I've got no interest in who they are at all. Out to their right back.
Number 2, he's the ball boy beater.
He's Louis Coyle.
Well played, Richard.
And Keogh steps out from defence, lays a little ball forward to whoever it was. Lavery's got it now out on the left-hand side, and it's a nice little challenge. And at the corner to Poole.
Win me a grand. Big
Ian,
Mark's going to win me a
Time
grand.
for Ekpateta to come up for a corner, I think, now, isn't it, Sean?
Corner to Poole. Who's up? Yates is up. Lavery's up, obviously. Keogh's on the edge of the box. Marvin's trotting up with
Ian,
what looks to be...
It's a beach towel.
It's
a beach towel.
He looks to be trotting up with a big suitcase full of cash for Sean. He's Wintle with it. With black
I don't know how many corners we've had.
Wintle delivers it. Swung into the near post, headed away by the first man from Hull. The rebound nearly drops to Lavery, but Hull complete the clearance. There's pressure on from Garbutt and Lavery, but then the ball is belted away. And
never mind. Hull have had 7 corners. We've had 1, so my bet is down officially.
Well, I just need Stoke. Of us to hold on because now West Brom are 3-0 up. we're winning, obviously. I just need Stoke to get a winner at Preston for £225.
I can confirm this Polish stout is absolutely disgusting, but we'll move on.
Yates on the left-hand side of the box. Lovely control. Absolutely magnetic control. Plays it back to Anderson. Anderson dinks a little in-swinging ball in. It's nodded away by Hull. And then just as Yates tries to charge his man down, it's belted away, but it's back to Keogh, out to Garbett. Garbett on the left-hand side. Dougal. Wintle now just on the edge of the centre circle. Back to Dougal, and Dougal rolls it back to Keogh. Poole playing with a bit of control now after a tricky spell in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes. They've just got a bit of control. They've gone back to Maxwell. Maxwell hits it long out wide to Sterling. Sterling makes a very good challenge. Bowler actually wins ahead and nods it on, but then doesn't bother to chase it. And it's rolled away by Hull, just inside their own half. Going back to central defence, Louis Coyle. See, I've learned his name. Back to the centre half. Is that Greaves, possibly?
Yeah.
Out to the guy who's not Greaves. Back to the keeper in pink. Back to Greaves. As long as Greaves and Coyle have got it, then I'm fine. Back to Greaves again. And Greaves hits it long.
Oh, they're bringing on target man. What's his
Tom
name?
Eaves.
Tom Eaves.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like him. Pound shop Andy Carroll.
That is.
Mitch, what were we saying about Mitch? What were we saying about Andy Carroll?
Yeah,
it's going to happen, isn't it?
Well, Greaves, Eaves absolutely did us when he played for Gillingham, didn't he, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, but Simon Grayson existed, so it's okay.
Well, yeah, no, it was Terry Mack. That
was it. Jesus.
Yeah, it was just at the back end after
this guy looks a bit like Ricky Hann.
Is that Andy Cannon? So is that Andy Cannon that's gone off? 14?
Andy Cannon's blown his load.
So a centre mid off for a striker, so they've got two up top now. So they're going to put Moncur, I guess, into centre mid, so they're playing 4-4-2 like us. They've matched us up.
Look at Josh's comment there. This has got undeserved last-minute Hull equaliser all over it.
We need a second because they're going to hit it long to Tom Eaves. He's going to knock it into Malik Wilkes. That's a better plan than they've had all game, to be honest.
Oh, Josh, don't say that.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? I forgot. Hull breaking on the left-hand side, but it's cut out by...
I got that by Elsie. Go on, Keshi. Go on.
Yeah, Anderson going up the middle. Anderson going at the middle. He drives, and it curls wide.
I think I'm well ahead.
From John's...
Me and John should just take turns on heavily breathing down the mic as if like we're Brett Ormerod on Cocoms. That was wild from Keshi, that.
I heard Brett on Radio Lanks, and I think he the other day, and I think his answer to everything was, well, it's one of them, isn't it? You know. Which
what's that you pouring,
Tim? I love him.
Oh, he's great.
I'm now on Perlbacker.
Jesus.
Perlbacker.
I don't like to mix my German lager.
And long throw from Garbett towards Yates. It's cleared away. And
I can't believe there's only 10 minutes left.
Probably for a few minutes added on as well.
What are you on now, Mitch? I'm on
me, 78, 12, 14, 15. I'm about 2 seconds.
Basically the same as you now.
I'm 6 ahead. What are you on, Tim?
Same as Mitch, but maybe a second ahead of him.
Oh, go on, Bowler.
Go on. Here we go. Bowler up the middle.
Go on, Shay.
He's on the right hand side. He's cutting inside now. He actually passes for once. Lavery on the edge of the box. There's a slightly heavy touch, and Hull smuggle it away, and there'll be a throw into Poole.
Can I just say,
the left hand side?
FC Sheriff are drawing in the Bernabeu with Real Madrid, so just a random point there.
Just as a random aside, it's PSG versus Man City this evening, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And Club Brugge are second in the group because they're beating Leipzig away.
The El Cashico.
That's a foul.
Oh, that's a foul in the box. Surely Lavery was just levered to the ground and completely ignored by the ref. And now we've just been penalised because Marvin came out to try and win the ball. It was judged to have fouled, and Hull are breaking on the halfway line. Ball into the centre circle now, out to the left-hand side. It's controlled. They're running into the middle of the pitch, played out to the left-hand side. And they've got it down by the touchline.
Great block.
Oh, a great block. Brilliant block from Ekpiteta. The ball was sort of lifted in and Ekpiteta just threw himself in. Now Lavery's breaking. And it's just a little shove to the back from Lavery. The referee blows up.
Get your yellow card.
He's off.
Oh, he's gone.
So is Grant McCann. Goodbye, Grant. It's been nice knowing you. Louis Coyle as well. It's Louis Coyle as well.
Bye, ball boy, Beaker.
Superb stuff. They've now got 2 up top. So Malik Wilkes is what going to play like back in attack. They've fucked it. They're done. They're finished. We'll win 3-0 now.
Stop it.
Oh, hang on. He didn't really actually do anything.
No, it's just a cynical standard pushing it.
There's a few goals knocking about at the division. West Brom are 4-0 up at Cardiff. And obviously division below, but Ipswich 5-0 up at home to Doncaster and Sunderland 5-0 up to Cheltenham.
Are we thinking Mick McCarthy might go then as well? If they concede another 1 or 2 there, he's not on a good run of form at the moment with Cardiff. They might pull the trigger there.
Definitely played them at the wrong time.
What did Mick McCarthy look like when he was morphed into a woman? You know, the second tier. That was so funny. If anyone's watching Follow the Second Tier, and they did this AI conversion of all championship managers into women, and it was hilarious. The Warnock one was superb, wasn't it? Rich described it as a crap waxwork. Imagine it's a crap waxwork, but with a woman's wig on.
Probably a bit like Princess Anne, wouldn't he?
Fucking well funny. Someone said with the Rooney one.
Level, by the way.
Someone said with the Rooney one, I'd do it after 7 pints.
Here we go. Lavery's got it.
Lavery's been fucking brilliant, hasn't he? Lavery's just been all over him.
Ball again.
You know the thing with Lavery is...
and then he just thrown a little...
Lavery will now go on international
break.
He's been booked.
Jesus. Now Lavery will now go on international break and we think he's buggered and he'll go and put in 90 minutes for Northern Ireland doing exactly the same thing.
He is a beast, isn't he?
It was a bit harsh booking for that.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Shit.
Bowler is not really... He doesn't get back, does he?
Shit.
Offside, anyway.
Oh, well taken, Maxi.
Bowler's defensive work is definitely something we need. I think Critchley's probably going to scream at him for a long time because there he's...
2 minutes, here we go. Go on, Kenny. Drive.
Dougal's going up the middle and we've got...
Here we go, Josh. What's he going to do?
Come on, Bowler. Come on,
Josh. First into the box. Cross the inside. Gone on the other way. And he shoots. And he shoots. Go on.
Oh.
Bollocks.
Oh, fuck me. Just win a load of corners at the end and then just lob it into Ekpiteta. That'd be great.
How have we not scored there? Good save by the goalie, to be fair.
Yeah, and to be fair, Bowler couldn't have done a lot different, could he? Because between the really keeper and the last man, they had it covered.
Fans are very loud. Fans are buzzing.
As Rob Gradwell says, the second goal now would be the cherry on the cake. It certainly would. Now, come on, Luke. Right, Luke Gorbett's over this. He swings it in. Great ball in. Wilkes heads it clear. Back out to Spud. Spud to Jezza.
Richard Keogh, is it? No, it's Yates. I thought the commentator was saying Richard Keogh. I thought Richard Keogh started doing step overs.
Here we go. Pen!
Nice dive. I dived. Bowler again, far up the pitch.
Oh, here you go, Hull.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. No! Oh, fuck me.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck me, Tom Eaves. It was Tom Eaves. It was Tom Eaves.
I unfortunately knew about that because we were obviously running about a minute behind, and I went to check my bets, and it said Blackpool 1-1. I thought, oh, bollocks. I thought,
There, it's
don't
backtracking.
believe it.
Keshi was dying to get back, but he's just so out of energy he couldn't get there. But Bowler's jogging back. I just look at out of possession wise, we've got to be better there.
Got 3 all around the same man, haven't we?
Garbett was high up because of he had that penalty shout, so he was trying to get back. Start a position.
Sterling's left his man. Sterling's.
No, it's not Sterling. It's just Garbett isn't back, so then he's had to cover 2 men, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
It frustrated. Critchley will be frustrated at the fact that the new sub that's come on is doing less to get back off the ball than Keshi is, and Keshi's been on the whole game and he's worked his arse off. We can't draw this. This is really poor if we draw this for me. John Jules on. John Jules is on.
Scores first.
Come on, Jerry.
He's gone off. Lavery?
Yeah. Oh, come on now. See, now we'll get desperate.
I don't believe it.
Sterling, right-hand side. Driving at the touchline, but he's put out of play.
That is extremely frustrating. That's really grating with me.
Yeah, it's like popping a balloon, isn't it? It's just
we're so in control, and that's really with Josh Bowler. That's really frustrating me. The fact that Keshi was getting back, and Bowler's jogging his way back when he's a fresh sub. He's got the pace to get back and provide extra support.
You can blame Bowler. You can blame people saying nothing can go wrong now. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, fuck me.
Jesus!
No
what a
save.
What are you doing? Oh. Maxwell saved us. Oh, my fucking God.
That's a quality.
We look right on our
They've got 10 men. They've got 10 men.
We need to get our fucking selves together here.
Yeah, I don't actually forgotten that, John. I forgot. It doesn't look like they've got 10 men against them, does it? It's like
we've got 10 men. It's like we've got 10 men.
It is. Put the ball in.
Fucking come on.
That ball isn't in the D. How did they get away with that?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Tim.
How's that a fucking corner? Do me a favour, man.
Fuck me. How can we be in this situation? Played into the box. Come on, break. Come on, here we go.
One. If we score 90th minute here, our fans are going to
go. Release
We've got 5 on 2. Just 5 on 2. Oh!
A naive pass.
It should have gone out wide on the right.
Christ.
Yeah, why is he not just slipped it in on the right?
There's still there's going to be 4 minutes added on, so just fucking take it as if it's the 60th minute. You have to be sensible with your passes in this time. Play through to Bowler. Come on, quicker.
Go on.
That's it.
Back
inside to him. Back inside to him.
Oh, Josh.
Come on, Bowler.
Yeah!
Oh, he's come off the man. Fucking come off
Yates. Come on. It's off Yates.
Oh, fuck me.
That was going in.
Oh, it was all going to be so happy, and we were going to be like, oh, what a great watch. Oh, Jesus.
That was going in, and Yates fucking got in the way. Yeah.
So unlucky. That was going in, I think, as well. The way it was shaping up. Oh, fucking get up.
As Richard Wilson said, I don't believe it. Well, Victor Meldrew to give him his... Fuck me. What a save, though, Maxwell, that was. Imagine if that had gone in.
if anything, guys, some positives. Maxwell's goal prevention rate will have been increased there. So
his GPV.
Yeah.
Maxwell's GPV's good. It's like we're losing, though, isn't it? I feel like we're losing.
It's the fact that we very quickly lose control of a game sometimes when we've conceded a goal, and then the build up to a goal when they've got that goal, like off the ball, we're tired, so you can understand it, but it's the 5 or 6 minutes afterwards we're a bit rocked, and we always seem to be like that.
There's going to be about 7 minutes stoppage time here.
There'll be a lot.
It must be easily, yeah.
It must be a tiring pitch as well. It's absolutely sodden, isn't it?
So I said there's a few people now saying
you could make your 10 men pay then. Sorry, go on, Shaw.
It's Bowler on the break, but a Hull gonna go for it's whether Hull go for the win. They seem like they're time wasting, which I'm surprised at because the pressure they had on us, you think they'd just go for the win at this point because it's like they're so.
I'm surprised it's only +5 to be honest. I thought it might be a couple more than that. Maybe that last stoppage isn't included in it. Because they must have already given the signal, mustn't they, before? Because that came up.
Well, he'll add it on then, won't he? Yeah.
Fuck me.
This is very, like, at the end of the day, like, people will obviously say a point on the road is good, what have you. A few people saying it now that I've seen on social media and stuff, but it's not good. You've got to win these games. Like, you're well in control of this game. There was no danger at all.
And they go down to 10 men.
And yeah,
exactly. They've played better since they went down 10 men, haven't they? They've seen bigger here.
Yeah, fair.
It's again, we struggle to put a target man on.
It happens like that, though, doesn't it? Sometimes your team goes down to 10, and for whatever reason, the rest
gives them a boost.
Yeah, the rest of the team just collectively pull the fingers out their ass, and you get that lift in performance and that urgency. And
go on, TJJ. It's a good ball.
Go on, Terrence. Come on, that's a ball.
Come on, Kashi.
Last minute winner again, like the home game.
Wintle lines it up. No, too many bodies in front of him, and we've lost it.
Pass from Kashi there.
Yeah, he's tired though, isn't he?
Great recovery tackle from Sterling. He's bloody brilliant. He is
brilliant.
He's brilliant.
What a tackle!
He's been.
Go on, Josh.
He's been our man of the match.
Come on, Josh. Go on, Josh. Go on, Josh. Into the box. Shoots.
Oh!
Fucking hell. I get the impression that Jerry isn't too happy with him shooting rather than passing.
Oh,
you've got to be fair. He's had a couple of decent shots there, hasn't he?
I thought that was nestling in the far corner.
His XG must have gone up with his, maybe not with his he's tracking back, but he's had 2 meaningful runs into the box, hasn't he?
That's the thing.
But
I don't expect him to score. I don't expect him to score chances. He's not clinical at all. He's good at setting players up, getting to the byline and cutting it across. But I don't think goal scoring is particularly his game. The goal against Fulham.
His end product, Sean, as we've said on the pod previously.
But we said this when he signed, didn't we? We said that the issue with him at Everton and Hull was that obviously injuries was the concern, which is why he struck the contract, and that he looks generally like a good player, but then when he gets to the final third, he struggles quite often. So we'll see. But he's opened up a number of chances here, so we can't moan at him.
Go on,
played.
Go on.
Oh, look at that! Beautiful.
No.
Oh.
Taking this unlucky scarf off.
Jerry looks a very negative body language out there, doesn't he? You noticed?
He's not done anything since he came on. He's misplaced a couple of passes and he can look as negative body language as he can, but he's not done anything. John Jules has been more lively. Oh, this is so frustrating. Honestly, this is so frustrating. This will probably be the most frustrating result of the season. You should have easily put these away. Come on, Blackpool, one last go.
30 seconds left. It's not going to happen.
No.
Not with a shit ball like that. Come on, Jerry. 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, but we might have a couple from the last.
Long punt forward. Good flick on. John Jules is there. Well, come on, let's just have one more chance. Go on, Keshi.
If we can back it up with the win at the weekend, it's not too bad.
Go on, Jerry.
Oh!
Come on, keep it going.
Harbert on his right as well.
Come on, JJ. Keep going, Poole. Come on.
Come on, Blackpool. Finish it off.
Come on. Get it into the box. Get it into the box.
Whip it wide, man.
Get it into the box.
Oh, to not get a ball in, that's poor.
It.
Come on. Look, that is really frustrating. But if we back that up with a win against Blackburn, then all is forgiven. But to play that, to being so in control of a game and to lose 2 points from that is gutting. That is gutting.
I think when you want, listen, like Sean said, people say a draw is a good result, but when you're 1-0 up, they go down to 10 men. It is frustrating, and you're left feeling it's 2 points dropped rather than 1 point gained. And I think that's the way Critchfield will be feeling. We've dominated, particularly the first half. We've let them come on at us a bit too much in the second for my liking. Even before the sending off, I felt we're letting them have too much of the ball, and a couple of our players looked a bit leggy. To be honest, I think Keshi being one of them. I think in the second half he wasn't nearly as effective as he was in the first. No, he has. I agree with that. No, but what I'm saying is in the first half he was very effective, but in the second half less so. And
he often is, though. He often does fade later in games, and that's just what he does. His best work is very often in the first 60 minutes.
I think with Keshi as well. Sorry, it's that's why I was kind of not going at Keshi there on that goal, and just general work rate wise. It was like you looked at the players getting back with the ones that were knackered, and the players that were fit on the pitch were not putting in the effort off the ball. And at the end of the day, we've been outnumbered off the ball because players haven't. Garbutt's gone up for a chance there, and the player hasn't. And John Jules hasn't covered, and it's kind of like I don't know. It's just generally frustrating. But we were in control of that game away from home for an hour, probably 70 minutes. But again, the problem for me is that's the third game now where there's basically essentially just been a target man that a team has lumped the ball to and fed it off onto another player, and that's what's caused us our downfall. Did it against Cardiff and did it against Coventry, and you have to be able to defend those types of players. You're at championship level now. We can't get undone by 10 men with just punting a ball to a target man to keep hold of the ball up top.
If you look at all the stats, though, we're behind Hull on everything, aren't we? Behind on passes, completed passes, the attacking third, passing accuracy, possession.
That was there. They were so static in their own third that's where their passes were. Like we resorted to it, understanding that we weren't going to have the majority of the ball. That Hull were doing nothing with it because they didn't have an out ball, and that's why. I mean, we were saying up until about the 70th minute that Malik Wilkes was coming in to essentially centre midfield to pick up the ball. They'd run out of ideas. They put Tom Eaves on, lumped the ball to him. He's won a couple of balls down, and then we've looked shaky since that point where he started to bring them further up the pitch, and potentially you bring Stewart on and he calms possession down in central midfield, but that's all obviously by the by.
Look,
that's what we should have done, I think, Sean. I think we should have done that, what you just said.
He's the level above, isn't he? He's the difference maker in that sense. But I wonder whether Stewart, because obviously I said before he was like, we thought he should come on. I was like, well, does he instantly make that impact? Because if the game's getting away from a team, it's hard to just suddenly come on the pitch and get up to pace with the game, especially a player like him who's coming back from injury. You can't just instantly get up to the pace of the game when it's starting.
I think he's that kind of player that can, though. I think he's the.
Yeah, I agree. But it's just like there's a question mark there, and that's probably where the question mark came for Critchley. Is do you just trust that we're going to get them on the break and get the second goal before they equalise?
Did Critchley get greedy with it and think that, let's put Bowler, let's put Yates on, let's get that second, let's put this to bed, when actually, what was needed was Stewart to calm it down in midfield. And the other thing was, look, we played pretty well for most of that game when we had our big lump of a target man on, and then he went off and they brought their big lump of a target man on, and they played better. And as much as it's as much as it's sort of a simple way to concede a goal, our goal came through Medine twice, and one was Medine's strength in backing in and holding the ball up. It happens. You concede goals to those sorts of players, whether or not it's simplistic. Those sort of players are dangerous. And it is frustrating. And I don't know, I think we have got to take the blame for having some kind of drink along concept, and then B, drink along. It's not a watch along, quite clearly. I'd never do one of those, but it's having some kind of drink along concept where we could actually utter the words in about 70 minutes. We've got this now. It's going to be 3-0 at least, or whatever he said. So basically, we have to take the blame for that defeat. Never mind.
No.
John Jules.
That was specifically me.
I want to portion the blame at Sean.
Well, yes, but
he was the main proponent of this.
But we have put him on the internet to do that. So, collectively, we haven't stopped this. So,
can I just say, just on an aside,
acquiesced.
Obviously, we've had such a terrible downfall in that game, but Sheriff have beaten Real Madrid in the Bernabeu. So, wow, anything can happen in football.
I think Real Madrid was something like about 15-1 on in that game.
Yeah.
So you must have been against some spanking odds on the opposition.
They've just scored in the last minute.
How's the El Clasico gone?
It has gone 2-0 PSG. Lionel Messi's just scored. Kylian Mbappe assist. So surprised at that. They've been shit so far. But anyway, on to us. Let's go positive then.
My bet went tits up as well. Yeah. To be fair, I still needed Stoke to win, and Stoke contrived to only draw at the team that are going to finish bottom of the league. Which
Keogh and Ekpiteta were immense today. Immense again. Keogh, a fair few times in the first half in particular, one possession quite high up the park and forced us to go on the break. And that's where, at the end of the day, we've lost the game in the first half. We should have been 2 or 3 ahead because we forced so many turnovers in dangerous positions and we just didn't capitalise on it. So we've only got ourselves.
To be fair, we didn't get shots, did we? Let's be right.
No.
We might have looked the better side.
Did nothing in the first half.
We didn't create any chances. If I think the goal we got was the first shot on target. So I think we've got to manage our expectations in relation to where it is it's a point, isn't it? It's 1 point closer to staying up, but I'm still left with a rather empty feeling, I've got to say.
I think it all depends on Saturday as well, doesn't it? It's what happens. If we go and lose now to Blackburn at home on Saturday, then we're even more frustrated about this result. But if we go and get a win against Blackburn on Saturday, then all is forgiven.
Plus that's unbeaten in 5 now. Let's spin some positives out there. Unbeaten in 5.
And I think you've got to take the positive as well. All right, we can have a rage because we've conceded a goal, but we've actually played reasonably well. We've looked better than a side that finished above us in the league. We've got the same result we got against them last year, albeit with slightly better circumstances. But it's another decent performance, and like you say, we've not lost in 5 games, and we'd have taken that after getting blown away by Cardiff, wouldn't we? And after getting absolutely done by Who else do we get absolutely done by?
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield, yeah, getting absolutely done by Huddersfield. You'd have taken.
So
we don't.
We have lost.
If somebody
We have lost. So.
Well, yeah. Whatever. If somebody after some result or other, if somebody had said you'll not lose 5 out of 6 or whatever it is, then you'd have gone, yeah, I'll have that because we did look a bit out of our depth initially, but we don't look out of our depth now. We're actually pissed off. We've got a draw away from home. So that in itself, in a kind of reverse psychology way, that is a good sign, the fact that we're pissed off at not winning that game.
It just feels like a defeat, though, doesn't it? It feels like
a
defeat.
Of course it
does. They're a League One side. They're a League One side for me. I think they're going down if they don't make a change. At the end of the day, if they play like they did today and they play like they have for the start of the season and they keep Grant McCann, then they're going down. So that's why it's frustrating to me.
Yeah, but maybe I'm being
the worst side in the division, so you have to beat them.
But maybe I'm being simplistic, but they got more points than us last year, and we haven't exactly spent the house on players. You could argue that up until the transfer window, our squad was weaker than our squad last year. I mean, I think it's definitely stronger now with sort of the right backs and stuff. But and I think there is also a tendency that football now, the way we cover and think about football now, is very much immediate. Somebody plays badly for 5 or 6 games, they're complete shite. Somebody plays well for 5 or 6 games, they're sensational. And actually, Hull could, and you're probably right, because you're normally right whenever I argue with you, the long term always tends to be, your statistics tend to bear themselves out over the long term. But Hull could very easily, in a league like this, they could very easily take a bit of art from tonight and then, chalk up 3 wins in the next 5 games, and then suddenly they're not so shy, and actually it's not such a bad result. I don't know. I don't think we can be too down about it.
That's what I say. I think it's all on Saturday, because if we don't respond on Saturday, then this looks worse. But like I said before, you just want 4 points. If we've got 4 points out of this and Blackburn, then we'd be happy. So whatever way that comes, that's great. But even like at the end of the day, even 3 points, because if Blackburn beat us, then fair enough. They've got a lot of quality in their side. So if we'd have got 3 points out of the 2 games, then that's fine as well. But it's the fact that, again, I don't know what it is with us this, because we've done it now again where you thought we were going to lose to Fulham and then lose to Fulham and then beat Huddersfield, and it's the other way around. So it may be another case of that where we just step up against a better caliber of opposition.
Okay, let's just this good comment coming from Mark here, Mark Keane. We've improved and we are criticised when we don't win. When we don't win, come on, we're playing well. So yeah, I mean, cast your minds back to Coventry and how bad we were, and not bad, but I was really worried after that Coventry game, because that for me was a yardstick game, and I thought, this is a game we should be competing in, and we didn't, and we looked an absolute class apart. But it turns out they've gone on to go top of the league, and
yeah, exactly.
We're now moaning about drawing away at Hull, and I think we're in a better position than we think, and it's just hard though after witnessing that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the other thing we've got the Critcher's got to think about is how we can get Jerry's mojo back, because he looked very subdued out there tonight, and I've mentioned it before, but he's an important player for us, and we need to get him playing. Lavery, to be fair, maybe he's feeling a bit. He needs a bit of love. Maybe he needs an arm around him or something. I don't know, but he's used to being the main man, and at the moment he's not. And
Lavery's stolen his act, hasn't he? Lavery's stolen his act, and he's stolen his best mate as well. Because when Yates plays best, he plays with Medine. I mean, Medine brought Yates out of his shell last year. Yates was nothing until Medine played up front with him, and then they loved playing together. And now Medine's back fit, but Lavery's getting to play next to Jerry, and then when Jerry finally gets off, Gazza's gone, and he's playing next to Tyrese, who's never actually. I think they played together once, and they didn't really look like a pair there. And I think for Jerry, I mean, look, if if I was having to work my arse off to try, if my game was based around working my arse off, which Jerry's is, and then Shane Lavery turned up, I mean, the guy is superhuman. He just never stops, does he? He never stops. And I can't remember if I said this on a pod or not before. My worry with Jerry is that it's almost a psychological thing in that he got to this level with Rotherham, didn't he? He was actually in the Championship with Rotherham and they didn't fancy him at that level and they loaned him out. And my worry is that in his head that he's almost got a ceiling for himself, like a glass ceiling. I've been here before and I didn't cut it before and I'm not quite good enough. And like you say, I mean, I think you probably got it right in that he needs that love. But at the moment, it's Lavery getting that love, isn't it?
And you've seen his goal back there, and it's a fantastic finish from a player who is full of his own confidence. And
Medine creates it as well. Medine creates that goal from two easy, really, really good flick-ons there. He holds the ball up and he plays two really good 1-2s, and it feeds us through, and Lavery scores. And I think as well, it's important to part that. I thought John Jules had a good game when he came on. I thought he battled really well. I think he won the ball quite often as well in dangerous positions, and he played a few good passes out wide when Lavery was playing out wide as well. So I think he made more of an impact than Yates did off the bench as well. So,
which, going back to, was it a disaster or should we not be unhappy? I mean, actually, if you went through the players one by one, you wouldn't pick out that many poor performances, would you?
We didn't play badly.
And I think that's where you've got to keep it in perspective. If we've lost that game 1-1, and then lost that game 1-1, it feels like it. But you're going through and going, well, he was shit and he was shit and he was shit and he didn't try and he was shit. Then actually you'd go through 1 to 11 and you wouldn't actually pick many players out as poor, if anyone. I think I agree. You'd question Bowler's positional acumen and his contribution to the overall structure of the team, but that you would always question that. It's not something that has just happened today. He always does this. I said when we were doing the when I was doing the cringeworthy commentary, but I said, like, he's won a fucking header for once, because he just doesn't do that side of the game. And that's who he is. That and it's kind of no use moaning at him. That is what he does. Everybody does that. He does that every game. And he'll probably do that for the rest of his career, and you'll just have to put up with the fact that that's
exactly.
Bowler.
It's like in the heat of the moment. Like, I was very frustrated with Bowler. I understand that that's his game, but this is where I've said with Bowler sometimes that you do sometimes have to sacrifice his individual quality for the system and the general. But at the end of the day, I was calling for more attacking players to come on at that point. They've just gone down to 10 men. Us sitting back would do no good against a target man. You're just bringing pressure onto ourselves. So it's just a case that they've hit us on the break. They've been able to score a goal. But as you were saying there, no one's played badly. It's just so frustrating that we've thrown away that because we've not taken chances. And we've not created clear-cut chances either. It's balls into the box. We're missing men. There's that understanding still clearly needs to grow with where players will be in the box and where it'll fall to them in the box. But generally, everyone's played well. We were well in control of the game. We should have won that game. And that's the real frustration, because I get more frustrated when we lose a game that we should have won than when we just lose 3-0 and get outclassed. It's just it's how it is.
It's better to be in a position where you should have won the game, you didn't, than if you played really poorly and you can't see where the next goal or the next win's coming from.
And you mean like Preston?
As Tim nonchalantly pours another glass of his hipster German regional lager, Pilsner, should I say?
Das Lager.
Das Lager.
So who's the man of the match tonight then, do we think?
Yeah.
Dujon Sterling for me. Dujon Sterling, I thought he was brilliant. I thought even in the last 10 minutes when the game were getting away from us, his positional sense is perfect. He's intercepted so many balls in dangerous positions where if they'd have got round him, they'd have had a really clear-cut chance. He was getting up the pitch. He was putting balls into the box. He was pressing really high and aggressive. He just has complete confidence in the fact that he's going to be able to recover. And that's where Gabriel has learned in the past. But for me, Dujon Sterling. I think Gabriel will struggle to get back in the side if Dujon Sterling.
And he lost out to Turton last year quite a bit, didn't he? And I don't think he was too happy about it, or his mother wasn't anyway. And
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I was his mother.
I think his mum was quite vocal about it, wasn't she? From what I remember, and I think he's going to struggle to get a game, isn't he? In
you
the
can't
best
say
11.
Yeah. Just as an aside, gentlemen, you can't say man of the match anymore. It's got to be player of the match.
All right.
Just like in cricket, it is no longer a batsman; it is a batter.
That's because Dujon Sterling is actually an extraterrestrial creature from outer space because he's that good.
I'm going to go for Lavery for my man of the match, not just because he scored, but it's just his overall game. Just never stops, does he?
I'm with you on that one. I think Sterling did play well, but I think Lavery's just a menace, and he's the type of player. You know, whenever you played football, I played football, and not particularly high level, but I played football at the back. And when you had a player like him against you, you just, Jesus Christ,
never. Yeah. There's no let up, is there?
No, it's full 90 minutes. He's going to be snapping at your heels, and it's great, you know. And he's scored. You know, when you see the goal back again, it's a great goal, good move, but still a very, very good finish. And you know, he is our talisman at the moment, isn't he? Up there, up front. You know, he's probably pretty much the undroppable one. Not that means much for Critchley, but he is the one who's nailed on in the forward positions. And I still think him and Yates can play together. I still maintain it, but Yates has got to pull his finger out.
Let's just look at this. Look at this top scorers. Sorry, Sean. I'm just thinking of a comment Joe said before, in that midfield needs to be chipping in with more goals. And if you look at the top goal scorers chart I've just put on the screen there, Shane Lavery's got 6, Josh Bowler 2, and just ones from elsewhere. So we're heavily reliant on it. We're heavily reliant on him, aren't we?
Yeah. He's got half our goals.
I was going to say, with the man of the match award, I think I choose Sterling because it's a given that Shane Lavery, when he's on the pitch, is going to be man of the match. We know that Shane Lavery is a class above most on the pitch. So it's kind of like, who's the player that stood out more? Because you just expect Lavery to do that, if you understand what I mean. So
it's Lavery and Ekpiteta. You just go, yeah, they'll be really good.
Exactly.
They were both clearly
the best.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, you just sort of forget about them then because they're just doing what they do, and then looking for the best of the rest, almost, of the player that sort of surprises you most in a way.
I was just going to say, with Lavery, he's now got the highest expected goals per 90, so it shows that he creates a lot of chances. He's created the most of the chances per 90 in the division. He gets in the right areas all the time. So essentially, if he keeps this vein of form up, he scores once every 3 chances he creates. He'll be scoring 15, 20 goals at this rate. It's ridiculous.
And also, he's the perfect foil if Medine is playing, because Medine is not he's not the most mobile player on earth, whereas Lavery is probably one of the most mobile players on earth. And between the pair of them, you've probably got the work rate of a normal strike partnership there, because Lavery but also the way he plays. I mean, one of the things Medine is very, very good at is taking it back to goal and sort of almost spraying it in a way that I've been laughed at saying this before, but Medine can play as a traditional 10, but he can also do a bit of that more creative 10 role. He's got a very, very good vision for what's happening behind him. And Lavery is one of those players who makes those, we saw it with Keshi's pass. He's one of those players who makes that movement that I think Medine will really, really appreciate as a creator, if you like, more than a striker. So, yeah, I've gone on a complete tangent. I'm not talking about who's man of the match. Talking about Gary Medine again.
So is Medine your man of the match then, Mitch? Go on, do it.
He's the man of every match. He's the. I just wanted to point out one bit of news. I know we've talked about the PSG game and Liverpool winning 5-1, but I'd just like to point out somebody assisted for Wickham tonight. Mr. Kai on 66 minutes set up the goal in Wickham's victory. So just want to
imagine he'd have won my bet as well. I had them on.
I bet you had him on at the spare monitor, didn't you, just to keep an eye on his performance?
Kai watch.
He's actually Kai's AI tracker for the betting sites.
He's been made redundant, hasn't he?
AI tracker. Right, gents, I think we'll leave it there, shall we? It's 10 o'clock, but it's been fun, hasn't it? I've really enjoyed this.
It's been awful. Let's never do it again.
I've had a good time anyway.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a good laugh.
No, it has. It's been good fun. I still thoroughly disapprove.
Drink along, not watch along. Drink along.
Absolutely.
Right, everybody, thanks
Very
for joining
different.
us this evening as we raise our glasses to the watch along. Sorry we couldn't have brought you 3 points, but what can you do, eh? Yeah. See you on Thursday for a preview show, I guess.
Yeah. Lots of dots and lines, people. Get ready. 2 hours of dots and lines.
Only 2, Sean.
Yeah.
Play the outro music. There you go. Yeah, so we're gonna have the outro. Oh, the outro show. I mean about the preview show on Thursday. We're playing Blackburn, aren't we? So it'll all be good in the world if we beat Blackburn, won't it? All be good.
It will be, exactly.
And I'm missing it.
Thanks, Mitch, for coming under duress.
It was kind of my pleasure.
Thanks, Tim. A rocky start, but you got there in the end.
Well, it's me and tech. So, and I hope everything goes all right on Saturday as I'm away. So I shall bail out of the next pod, but hopefully be back for... What's the next one after that? Oh, we've got the international break then, haven't we?
Yeah. There's a free season ticket going in Poland anyway.
There is. If anybody wants one, give me a...
Right, thanks, Sean. We're going to have to go now. The music's playing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, and all that shit. Bye. Go the pool.
Go the pool.